Welcome to episode whatever the hell it is, whilst Lou's messing with his rings.
Are we going?
Yeah. Not even on his mic, because I love to hog all of the limelight. But I don't have to today, because today we have an extra special guest.
Do I have to look in the camera?
Well, you can, or you don't have to, no.
Hi, I'm Danny.
We've got Danny Andrews on. Now, if you're not into bodybuilding, Danny is an absolute legend of the bodybuilding golden era, I'd say.
Yeah. He's like, I just said, he's the most famous person in the fitness industry that you don't actually know.
Yeah,
Like,
that's probably true.
He's extreme. Everyone knows him, but they don't know that it's Danny.
Yeah, they don't know that he's called Danny Andrews, unless you sit and watch a documentary, which I did again, by the way. So if you don't know, you will know this. You can tell them what it is.
I am
What are you known for?
also known as the fish and rice cake guy.
Fish and rice cake guy! I'm a fish and a rice cake. And the funniest thing about this is, Danny and I met, we were doing a My Protein shoot. And honestly, I got the whole brief through for the entire shoot. And I was like, yeah. And then I rang Lou. You are never going to guess who's that. How excited was I?
Oh, no.
I genuinely was.
I swear we'd spoke about the fish and rice cake thing like a couple of weeks before.
Literally 2 weeks before we
Yeah.
were doing it.
Yeah.
But we weren't saying fish and rice cake. We were saying something else. But,
Yeah, but we
literally, it's the thing you do.
Yeah.
It's like the go-to thing. It's fucking legendary.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody about it the other day, like, because I said that you were going to be coming on, and we classified the fish and the rice cake, because it was a meme before memes were a thing.
Yeah.
But we classified that as the same as, like, Ronnie Coleman shouting lightweight buddy. Like, because it is like that. It's in that same category of things. Everybody in the fitness industry who's been around for a little bit at least just has heard that at some point or another. Whether they've got the context of it or not, it's just like, it's just one of them things.
Some people have not even seen it and will still know what you're saying when you say it.
Yeah.
So I think you're a legend and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Because you don't like it, do you?
I hate it. You come bounding through at the thing like, it's a fish and rice cake guy. I was thinking, no. And everyone's looking, that's who he is. I was just like, no.
Yes.
Yeah,
But do you see how happy everyone in the room was? Nobody in that room looks at you and goes, tit. Everyone's like, you're the guy.
Yeah.
Like, with a smile as big as a kid who's just been given a chocolate bar on their face.
But
like,
I get school kids that have finished school and I'll be like walking past and go, hey, fish and a rice cake. I think, fuck off, you little shits. But they're not saying it in a pleasant way. They're like laughing, going, hey, fish and rice cake guy. I think, oh, fucking punch your head. They're neither am I anyway. But it is, I do get it, like, it is a bit of a negative thing, but it's becoming more now. It's sort of becoming a bit more positive. Because
I reckon.
I was only 16 to 17 on the documentary, and I'm like 32 now.
Who did right? So for people who haven't seen it, it's a documentary with yourself, obviously, and they're documenting your journey to your first bodybuilding show.
It was like so how it happened was when I was 15, I was still at school. I did a bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
And won it, and I won the NABA Northwest. And then I got a phone call of like a southern woman saying, "Oh, hello, it's someone from the BBC, and we'd like to do a." And I was like, "Fuck off!" Like,
Like someone's taking
I
the
thought
piss.
it was somebody taking the piss.
Yeah.
So I kept getting this phone call. So I said, right, if this is true, meet me at the gym at this time. I train every night. So I'm walking up to the gym and people are coming down from the gym going, there's a film crew waiting for you. So I'm like, really? So then, they come, they meet me there, and then I end up like doing the documentary. And what they did was they followed me like to like my next lot of shows.
Okay, so they were following you to the next show.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the premise we're going to give you guys for it. But before we carry on with that, let's get chest open.
Yeah,
today.
we're going to get the chest
so that this is out of the way,
opened
because
and
we've got a new setup.
fecked
You
off.
guys might not be able to judge it's a new setup, other than the fact that I've now got a pillow behind me. We have actually switched the entire room round, so the on-air sign's moved. CREWCast thing's still in the same place.
There's all space
We've got
back
plans.
here.
We've got
We're
plans.
not-
Look at all this space for activities behind
Yeah,
Danny.
we're not tucking up against a wall.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are making moves because
So
we've
there's
been
gonna
wanting to do
We're
this
gonna
for
have a
ages.
big of a backdrop coming in, aren't we?
Yeah, should we do that? We'll order the backdrop tonight.
Yeah, we'll get that sorted. So today, New Year's Eve, when did we listen? When did we expect? New Year's Day it went out, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so New Year's Day, we didn't do a special drink because, we thought it was just New Year's. We'll just get one we liked from the previous year. So the one prior to that was Plantation, which was a rum. So this week we're on.
So this is the first new one of the year.
Oh, yes, here we go. It is. I don't remember what it is, actually. It's... Oh, we've got a key on the chest as well now. Cool. So it's a what, is it?
Slain.
Slain.
There you go, mate. Have a
So
read on
this
that.
is one we picked up a few weeks ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is an Irish whiskey, but the thing with this, so it's a triple cask whiskey, but it is cast in sherry casks. So, Danny, it's whiskey with a hint of what you should have is a sherry kick behind its flavour. So it's should be a little bit sweeter, not too smoky. It should be quite easy going for you. Yeah. So you're not normally into straight, so you put that horrible black shit in with it, don't you?
Well, always.
Coke.
Yep.
So this one is inspired by idyllic Boyne Valley. Is that how you say it?
I have no idea. Boyne? Never heard of it.
Really? I think it's quite a nice place in Ireland.
Maybe.
Enhanced by a signature triple cask method using virgins. I'm lying. It does say virgin, but it says virgin seasoned and sherry casks. So I think it's dropped between 3 casks and triple casks, so they switch it out. I don't know how many.
So I'm assuming a virgin cask is a brand new.
So you got new cask, then it goes into one that's already been seasoned with the whiskies, and then it goes into the sherry cask to finish
it off. Yeah.
Because otherwise it'd get too much of a sherry flavour, wouldn't it? I think.
Right.
This innovative recipe of unique maturation. Yeah. Creates an exceptional Irish whiskey with a smooth and robust flavour.
We picked it up because we liked the name.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
It's a black, cool-ass looking bottle, and that's why we pretty much got it. So there's the bottle if you're watching on the old videos on Spotify, YouTube. But there we go. So disappointingly, no cheeky pop.
No.
We do a cheeky pop test every week.
Right.
When you squeak, you see if there's a squeak and then a pop. But this is a twist off.
Yeah, there's no cork.
So instead of that, we do this. Oh, that was lame,
That was
dude.
terrible.
I've lost my
What's wrong with your pop?
I've no. Well, there we go. I was just not putting the effort in.
Dry mouth.
Yeah, that was it.
Cotton mouth.
Yeah,
Cotton
not
mouth.
putting the effort at all in. What a shit start to the year, eh?
I'm pretty nervous.
It's actually really, really. Just give it a sniff.
Yeah.
It's not. It's really. What's the word? Friendly.
Friendly on the old
Doesn't
nostrils.
blow your head off with the alcohol level on it. It's I think it's like a 40%. Is it? You can smell the sherry in it.
Yeah, a
straight away.
lot. Yeah, that's very sherry.
So I think it's gonna be quite sweet. You might not need all that ice, mate. We also have some cigars on the go, and I fixed all the lighters, so no longer will you hear 1,000 clicks for us to get the lighters going. And here's a handy hit. If you've bought Zippo butane lighters, the problem with it was it wouldn't light because they're automatic. The settings they send it to you on are like basic bitch settings. So when you're turning up to max, that's basically nowhere near its maximum capability. And they put it so low that it struggles to fire. So now I took the back end off it, and then I adjusted where the maximum level is now. So now it's at man max. So now we get a flame. Well, yeah, no, it did do nearly. Yeah, freaking, it got like a 3-inch flame out of it. So now it's near the bottom, and it's lights every time, like nice flame. So a little trick if you've got the butane thing. Jesus! Oh no, he's got big ice.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a pourer or a glugger?
It was a
Did you do
glugger.
the test?
Yeah, it was a glugger.
Oh, it was a pourer by the time I did it.
Yeah.
It was a glugger. Right.
Yeah, so you just want to let it get to temperature a little bit, so
We're gonna leave
wouldn't
that, yeah.
necessarily go
So
at it straight away.
I was ready.
Yeah, because then what it'll do is it'll blow your head off. So you let it get down to the temperature so the ice just melts into it a little bit, and that'll take kind of the kick out of the back end of it. And then what we're going to do is we'll tell you how to just try it from our very experienced 50 weeks of doing it. So we're not very experienced at all, but we're better than we were when we started.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we know-
better ways of kind of getting the most out of the whiskey, not just blowing your head off and then not liking it because it's just. I think when everyone has whiskey or a rum,
You
like
take a
neat,
big gulp.
yeah,
I think
Blows
you're
your
supposed
head
to. Do you have a little one first?
Little
It
sip.
kills it off, and then
Yeah.
the next one.
You just let it roll over your tongue and just down the back of your throat. You're trying to deliberately not swallow it. You just kind of let it slide back.
Yeah.
And then they leave it for a second and then take your second sip.
yeah.
It
Your
should-
second sip's more of an accurate idea of what it's going to taste like, and you can get a bit more.
Then you move, and it gets sweeter and sweeter as you go along.
My ice is almost gone.
Yeah.
I only had one ice cube
I
there,
only
didn't
had one in mine.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because
You got more of a cube.
well, it's more of a skull's head actually.
Well,
So
you must have
yours-
given me mine was faulty.
Yours is brain dead. Yeah, less of a
It was
cranium.
hollow.
Right. We also have some cigars on the go. What have we got going on cigars? Some Churchills.
They were the Churchill Petite Coronas from Davidoff
Where's
again.
the clipper? Choppity chopper.
There we go.
Just chop.
And yeah, do you mind us talking about what we were talking about before in terms of the smoking and drinking thing?
Okay, yeah.
So
So,
talk
we've
about
got-
Eddie. And
so
there's
we struggle off mic to shut the fuck up before we
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
I'll
So
talk about
these two are
anything as
talking.
well.
I keep walking in going, stop talking. And then Danny look at me like, he's very strict.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a conversation. We're like, we need to save this for the podcast.
Yeah.
We need
I
to
was just
stop
trying
now.
to talk to you through my eyes after that. We just stood there like,
Just Morse coding it to me. Like,
We're not allowed to speak. We're not
Tapping
allowed
on the
to speak.
table.
Yeah, because you were talking. Well, it's quite an interesting conversation actually. So we'll have a chat about it.
But yeah, fuck that one. It's
I
kind of
don't
an
know.
angle.
Yeah, I'll do it again. Just one more. I'll take that edge off.
So Danny was saying that was it today or yesterday when you had that test?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday.
So you need to give the basis of it. So we randomly got onto. Obviously, you did the bodybuilding. If you haven't seen the show, let's cover that bit first. The best part about it is, and I talked to you about this when I met you, is after the show, you go into a solid full body cramp, which is the usual bro style of bodybuilding, and you're rolling around on the floor. Now, if you don't know people who don't do bodybuilding shows, you had Dream Tan on, didn't you?
Dream Tan.
Dream Tan is basically Ronseal wood stain that doesn't dry, that you roll the paint onto yourself whilst you're wearing the smallest pants in the world, which is why tough guys who do bodybuilding, you're doing the gayest thing on the planet and trying to act hard.
It's kind of homoerotic,
Couldn't
isn't it?
be more. Stop trying to be tough backstage. You couldn't. You're in a thong, getting painted brown by other men who are painting your butt cheeks, and a lot of time you'll hear spread them backstage because you got to get that shit everywhere. Like you can't have a white spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty gay, but in all the fun ways. And you're rolling around on the floor, and immediately when I saw it, I was like, he's going to get in trouble for that because this shit, if you touch anything, it's like, imagine yourself covered in oil trying to walk through a house.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's
I've been to
rolling.
bodybuilding shows and you see the state of the toilets.
Fucking hell, the brown seats.
Well, it's like done in like an auditorium, isn't it? Like, and it's like a beautiful place, like where I'm from. And so the organizer of the show obviously watched the documentary. Then I got billed, for the.
That's what I mean. So you got
For the
billed,
carpet.
because they have to have everything,
Sheets.
like everything. With this, and what year was it you did this?
2005.
So 2005. So the bodybuilding was starting to take off a little bit more in Britain. Keep chopping yours.
Yeah.
We'll do it on there then, so on the top of the thing. Because last time we did it, I had to get the Hoover up here.
They used to like put like, do you know, like a scene from Dexter? It'd all
Well,
be...
this is what they do now, yeah, because of you probably.
Well, no, they did actually have that, but it moves. That I think they
yeah.
actually have that, but it moves, and I think I rolled around on the bit that it wasn't. That someone had walked over.
If you've not been backstage of a bodybuilding show, Danny's correct. It's basically all the walls are covered in plastic sheets, but that usually runs down onto the floor as well. Because this Dream Tan just caused, they banned it from a lot of shows now. Like you're not allowed to use it anymore because it just fucked places. They had to pay for full refurbs of the entire backstages of these auditoriums. They touch anything, and it's like done. I mean, it's water based though, so it washes off.
It's hard to wash.
But you
off,
had to
though.
wash it off with baby oil, didn't you? That was the trick.
Yeah,
baby oil
right,
yourself down, then get in the shower, and that would let us take it off.
But still, you got it behind your ear.
Oh, it's
inside
everywhere.
of your
And then underneath that, you'd have
base coat,
3 layers of
Pro-Tan.
a Pro-Tan. You're right, yeah. And then underneath that, you'd been on the sunbeds for like 5 weeks prior. So you were just this. You were basically just a solid piece of oak by the time it was fucking done.
Yeah.
Like, it was grim. I just remember you rolling around on the floor, and all you can see is his little Danny prints as he's moving, just fully rolling around. Like he's gonna get, he's done there. He's done him in on that one, and then he told me, yeah, they freaking build him. Yeah. 200 odd quid for a new carpet.
And money back then was very tight.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. I love how they start that show as well at your time, where they go, Danny is unemployed.
I know, so has plenty of time to
So-
train for the
I
Mr.
know.
Cumbria. I hate that bit as well.
It's like
But I was
demeaning.
16 as well. So it's like,
It's not
what
like-
happened?
yeah.
I was working at the gym, and then I had, I was like, go to college and stuff, but I didn't have.
He made out like it was his perpetual just bum.
No,
Yeah.
The
hated
tone of
that
it.
bit.
He goes, Danny is
Unemployed.
unemployed.
See, I thought that only I could hear it like that, but obviously you did, because it was like, he's unemployed. So he has plenty of time to train,
Yeah.
Mr. Cumbria. And
I
I'm
know.
like,
Yeah.
motherfuckers!
Yeah,
Proper did him dirty.
they had you set up from the start. Like
Yeah.
that. To be fair, that's one of those things. It probably was set up to be a little bit belittling from, like, do you know what I mean? Just the
Yeah.
whole. The
Yeah,
whole
I didn't
structure
know.
of it.
I think I actually told him to say that because I was working at the gym at the time.
Yeah.
Cash in hand. And I think they were like saying it was like a warehouse gym sort of thing, and I was
Yeah.
doing some hours.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Don't let them know you're trying to work here," because it was like, do you know,
Yeah,
like just give me a little.
yeah.
It was nothing. I didn't think the tax might have come from
No,
25 quid a day, like. But,
Well, for him, isn't it?
but yeah, I preferred to have him just to mention that I maybe worked at the gym and wasn't unemployed.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, just made him out to be a proper
because if
bum.
you're flicking over it, you're like, shit, I've turned over to benefit
And then it
street.
skips. Well, then it skips to him straight away, picking frozen white fish out of a freezer,
Yeah.
like he's proper budget bodybuilding.
To be fair, I was budget bodybuilding.
Yeah,
back then.
but they pointed it out like it was just.
I think that's the angle that they wanted.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
maybe.
But I
maybe.
think like I had no idea of your age at the time.
No,
and I
I
think
thought
you
you were
looked
older.
because you
I'm
were
like
so.
Benjamin Button. Like now, I probably look, and I was dieted down as well, so I had
Yeah.
no fat on me. But like, people are like, I look about 35-year-old man there. Yeah. But like, yeah.
I genuinely thought you were probably like mid-20s.
I thought mid-20s,
No.
Yeah. You were what, 16, 17?
16 to 17. So it was like at the beginning of the filming, I was 16.
Yeah.
And then there was some of it where I was 17. Because I went to like Germany on the documentary as well. So I was like 17 then.
Can people still watch this documentary?
Yeah, probably, but I'm not going to say where you can see it. Yeah, you can find it. All my friends know where to find it.
I know there's some on YouTube, but they're a bit shit quality because I haven't looked for it. But, or literally, if you type in fish and rice cake on YouTube, it will come up.
Yeah.
Like, that's how... And there's not just one of it. I'm not talking like one bloke's got up there. It's freaking reams of just chopped bits from the documentary, the full documentary, memes of it. Fucking, there's probably a music soundtrack for it.
Back then as well... Facebook, Twitter, none of that existed.
No.
YouTube didn't exist, so when it first come out, it might have existed, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't what it was.
It hadn't hit off.
No.
So I thought I got away with it. So a couple of people had laughed. Like, I seen it. That fish bit was quite funny, and I didn't even find it that funny. To be fair, it was just me.
Can we revisit the fish bit for people that don't know? So Danny's asked what his diet is, and the funniest part of it is you're sat there and you're like, right, this is gonna be interesting. What's his diet? And then Danny starts going, can you do it, please?
Right.
For everybody. Right, listen, you don't know how fucking lucky you are because he fucking hates this. And this is purely, I'm going to turn my seat for this.
If you put a camera in front of a 16-year-old's face, can I just say this as well, right? And they were like, talk about your trophies, right? So I'd just be like, this one's glass. So I'm not myself, right? And because they were asking me all the time my diet.
Because there's a camera on you as well.
Yeah, and it obviously changes. And I'm not myself.
Yeah.
So it obviously changes all the time. So for the last week, you deplete your carbs, then carb up, so you get that effect. So your glycogen goes into your muscles and you fill up. Yeah. So instead
they had you in depletion week, did they?
So they filmed me loads. So there was jacket potatoes, and I was making sure my carbs were.
Saw any of that, did we?
No, they didn't. They just took the one clip
straight to fish and rice.
Girls come up to me now and go, "Do you still eat fish and a rice cake?" I ate it 1 week out of my whole entire life, and girls now are still coming in. Do you still eat fish? No, I don't like fish. So they asked my diet, have a camera in front of my face, which has changed over the time they were filming. So I thought I wanted it to coincide with the other videos. Cause I might be teaching somebody something here.
Yeah.
But obviously I was 16 years old. I didn't understand. I didn't really understand nutrition. I kind of knew what was happening. And
but this is the thing. Back then, nobody fucking knew.
Simple. No,
everybody. I just like to point out, everybody who did bodybuilding,
yeah,
nobody was doing macros really back then at all. Nothing. Nobody knew shit about that. Everybody did this. Now, what was the diet? Go.
Right. So as soon as I wake up, 8 o'clock, I'll have fish and I'll have it with rice cake.
Yeah.
And then at 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. See, I can't remember it. It's like fish and a rice cake. I'll have fish and a rice cake. And it just goes on.
No, the best bit is...
And then I'll have some more fish, then a train.
Yeah, then I train, and then you think about it.
Because I was trying to think if I have a rice cake with my fish.
And that's what I mean. The only options for the whole day is fish and a rice cake, or just fish. Yeah. And for every meal, you take a moment to ponder what it is.
If I was having it with a rice cake, without.
And you go, I'll have me fish. And then you pause, and everyone's like, it might be salad and a rice cake. And it's for every meal there's a slight pause, and it just gets better and better and better. And
since then, I've been told I should have just said I have 6 meals of fish and every other with a rice cake. That would have been sufficient.
Yeah. No, you would not be who you are.
Yeah. No, exactly.
That's the point, and that's what I'm telling you about. That little thing that you could think is a transgression has showed you of who you were, and just the realness of it, and just how it's lovably dozing. But it's
but that's what people used to do, though.
But it's indicative of the entire fucking population of bodybuilders at the time.
Yeah.
I was not fish and a rice cake. I was turkey and a rice cake.
Yeah.
Or turkey, and get this, 6 almonds. Like, we were that stupid.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it used to be chicken, and then I read that you could eat more fish because there's less calories in fish.
Yeah.
So I went from chicken to turkey to fish.
Yeah, how bad's turkey?
Oh, it's fried.
Turkey's
horrible.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I don't know why everyone has turkey for Christmas. I don't get it.
Because cover it in gravy and bacon.
I think it's just tradition.
It's the size of it. It's the size of it, isn't it? I guess because you can get it for more people. But
same with a beef joint, though, no?
Yeah,
but people with beef joint.
Yeah,
a lot of people are switching to beef.
Yeah, but
I love a beef. I love beef.
But chicken.
Do you know how
Trump's
much we don't
turkey.
like turkey? We will stuff a turkey with other dead birds to
I
make
don't
it
get
taste
that though.
good.
That's disgusting.
We taste turkey and we put a chicken
It's
in
like
it, a
human
duck in
centipede
it.
shit. I don't
Mate,
get that.
it's so
I can't
good.
do it, no.
It's so good.
I'll have my meat here and my other meat there. When they're inside each other, I
When
think
you
that's
eat,
freaky.
do you eat your food separately or do you mix it all on one fork?
Oh no, I'll eat separate, I think.
So you wouldn't go roast potato on your fork with a bit of turkey and carrot?
No, I would.
Yeah, so you do that. Some people
But
won't
no,
do that.
I
Some
won't
people-
mix my meats though. I think that's like
What about
Yeah, I
pig,
get
pig
that.
in blanket?
Pig in blanket.
Yeah, but that's
Mixed meat.
No, it's not.
It's pork
well,
and
it's
pork.
still pork.
Pork.
Yeah, so
Could be pork and beef, though.
so it has to be if it's mixing
It's
animals.
the same animal, yeah, you can't.
Because it almost certainly came from a different pig. It was still a pig, but it was just a different one.
Now you've said that though, it might you can't. Never put a pig in blanket. You could never. Put
They're
me
the
on a
best
pig in
things
blanket.
about fucking Christmas are pigs in blankets.
Yeah, I love pigs in blankets.
Anyway,
What were we on about?
Fisherman's cakes.
Fisherman. Let's have a drink, because this will be settled in.
Cheers,
So cheers,
guys.
boys. Thank you for coming down, mate. It's
Always,
an
bro.
absolute pleasure. Right.
yeah, we didn't get
Oh
me.
shit!
You're
Yeah.
not getting that? Oh, that's
You
rude.
need to teach me.
Right, so just a small sip.
Little sip.
Swill it around.
No, don't swill.
Not
Fucking-
swill, but yeah,
no.
just like gently
literally
roll
take
it
a little
around.
sip and let it roll back slowly. Try not to actively swallow it and just let it cover your tongue. You taste the sherry straight off, don't you? You went straight to the back of the throat, didn't you? That is quite strong, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, 3 seconds later, you get a lot more of that heat coming over the top.
Yeah.
Oh, it's warmer than expected.
Yeah, it has got a fair bit of heat. It's probably not the easiest one to start on.
It's not that bad. Right, now second sip. I swallowed that real fast.
I know because it was crazy that last one.
It will slowly get duller and duller and duller.
Right.
And as that ice cube melts as well, it'll get less heat. Oh, there's a heat on that.
Yeah,
Nice.
there is.
So you get the sherry over the centre of the tongue,
Yeah.
then a little bit of that pepperiness down the sides. About 3 seconds later, the heat comes whooshing over the top. But nothing towards the back of the throat, all just side to the mouth, and
Yeah, it is very
Side to the
tongue
tongue.
heavy, yeah.
which is
What do
obviously.
you think, Danny?
This side of my face was like I've had a stroke. I mean, felt like my lips are a little bit numb.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But
Are you
very-
sensitive to alcohol?
I like alcohol, but I normally have it with like mixers.
Mixers.
Yeah.
So you dull it down.
Yeah.
Well, that is
This
so.
this is like more manly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
once you get going with this, those.
So
like-
do you have to teach yourself? Because
Yes.
there's no way that you woke up and this is oh yeah I love it.
No. We started
You got to teach yourself.
basic. We started with like where's that snake? What's it called?
Lambs, yeah.
Lambs, which is basically like sweeties.
Right.
Yeah, like
and
a real
then
sweet
work-
rum.
Then
work
we
up.
work our way down, get more complex as we've gone along, and obviously your palate gets better as you go as well. So you have to kind of sit and just sip at them, tiny little sips, because if you take a big gulp, you're overwhelming your palate.
Yeah.
and so
You're just getting
all
too
you're gonna
much
get
heat.
is the
Yeah,
heat
that's-
and the alcohol. So just take little sips, and as that ice cube melts, it'll get smoother and smoother and smoother. Like little sip, and then just let it just
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, and most people when they do a whiskey, they've drunk a shot, so they've done too much of it. And they got sick and they mixed it with Coke, and I don't like whiskey. What have you had? Jack and Coke. You've not had whiskey. You've done it wrong.
Coke, though.
Yeah, but it's basically like adding sweeties in because you're
Yeah.
putting sugared soda in. With
Yeah.
it, you know.
If you think about it, it's similar to having like a really hot curry. If you've never had a curry before and then you go and have something that's going to blow your head
Yeah,
off, you're not going to
fucking
appreciate it.
vindaloo.
Yeah. If you'd like kind of over time work your way up and start, you're up a threshold of heat.
If this wasn't
Goes
cool
down.
though, would you do it?
There's some
Because
that
it is
we've
very
done.
cool to be drinking straight whiskey.
think?
But
It's quite manly.
yeah, it is.
Well, I don't know why we started, to be honest. Sorry, I said to go open the window because we're going to like cigars.
But I suppose it's healthy as well.
Well,
healthier.
Whiskey.
If you're going to
No,
drink,
no,
drinking
yeah.
isn't healthy, by the way, guys.
No, it can be.
Oh, can it?
This is where it's bullshit, yeah.
Right.
So to have a couple of drinks a week is healthier than being teetotal because it helps reduce the risk of prostate cancer in men, reduce the osteoporosis in women, helps balance your blood sugar levels, and whiskey. What was the thing that whiskey had in it that was?
Yeah, there was something specific.
There's something
I can't
specific with
remember now.
whiskey. I think it was something to do with viral infection or something like that. But there's a benefit to some of the tannins or something in whiskey. But it's only a couple a week and not binge drinking. It's one. You
My
know what I mean?
fertility doctor, he said that I was allowed 20 units a week.
That's a lot.
Yeah, 20
That's a lot.
units
That's
is a
20
good amount.
shots.
Is he?
Isn't it?
that's.
I think a
and
shot's
he-
a unit,
well,
isn't it?
He
No,
said
shots.
under 20.
A shot 2 units.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what
10
he said.
shots over a week's a lot though. That's more than one drink a night.
Hold on, it'll say what a unit is on the bottle. Wherever that's gone.
Oh, it's here.
Over a week, though.
So that has 28 units in it.
The whole bottle.
So I can go out on
Yeah,
the
so
weekend.
it's
That's what I
70,
probably
70
have, isn't it?
centilitres.
So you can nearly have that whole bottle in a week, mate.
That's what I mean.
Oh, so like...
Oh, so
That's a
fuck
lot
it.
of alcohol
So
still.
Fuck it, let's get smashed.
Yeah.
Get the Coke. Yeah, so I'm going to leave that off the table. There's a big stigma with alcohol, which is more based towards binge drinking. And everyone always used to think as well, oh, testosterone will dip because I've had alcohol the night before. I won't make any gains from my training that day. Lies again. The test that showed that everyone ran it off for years and years and years was done under such extreme circumstances, it could never possibly happen. So what they did was they made someone binge drink and then train to absolute extreme death, full failure on total body, which is just something you would never do. Yeah. So it was not a true study at all. It's been completely thrown out the window. If you could have a couple of drinks on a night out with the boys and have been training that day, your testosterone, they used to say, would take 24 hours to get back to just normal levels. It's back within 12 hours. Yeah. It's absolute bullshit. And the one thing that you can tell with men is, there's always a fight, isn't there, around about 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. That's because alcohol just does peak your testosterone just before it drops it off. So that's why everyone gets real aggressive. Then 2 hours later, they're all really sorry and loving each other. And then it just comes back up to baseline real fast. So it's all nonsense. Alcohol can actually, it's like anything. If you put it in and you know the ins and outs of it, and that's why I think I like the whiskey, is because you sit with one on an evening and sip it. Rather than, like you say, Jack and Coke, where you just whack it down because it tastes like Coke with a bit of zing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's having a drink, which is like you're not gonna have that because you're thirsty.
Yeah.
But you could knock back a Jack and Coke because you're thirsty.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, I'll go and get myself another one.
When you spend
It's having a good relationship with it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's why when you learn to appreciate all the flavors and everything like that as well, you don't want to smash it back because you're appreciating it sip for sip. Yeah. And we have whiskies that when you drink them, you're like, I need to be sat by a fire outside of this. They have their own little moods that you really want. Like I had some of the Fire and Cane the other day just because I was showing somebody it, and I took one sip and I was like, I need to be outside by a fire. I can't drink this indoors.
Same goes for this as well, doesn't it? It's not something that you do all the time.
No, absolutely.
But then
not.
having a smoke, like Anthony, who's like basically somebody who was on our podcast a while ago, who works for Davidoff, and he Davidoff Cigars. So the aftershave company, they're the same company, but they have different things. They do multiple different things.
Really? Wow.
Davidoff's actually like a really big cigar manufacturer. And they got massive
really
range.
High quality cigars as well, really high.
Yeah, really good stuff.
They do something like £100 per cigar.
If it's my dad's birthday, I don't know what to buy him.
Yeah.
£10 Davidoff from B&M Bargains. Boom.
Is that in B&M now?
Yeah, I bought it myself for my dick. Do you know, for when you're at work, you don't want to use a good one.
Yeah.
I sprayed it. I fucking
loved it.
I smelled like I smelled like fish and rice cake. I bet he smelled it. Davidoff.
Do you know what else was along that? Dupe. Oh yeah! Girls love that shit as well. You cover yourself, you should douse myself.
I found an old bottle of Dupe.
Still smells good.
Yeah,
I might go get some.
No, I found a big bottle, and I remember I stopped using it because the spray thing stopped working. But I never threw it away, and it's still going. Yeah,
it's a good smell.
Yeah, because it was literally tucked in like an old wash bag, so it's not had because it's the sunlight and stuff can break it down.
Yeah,
so it was like sealed. It's preserved.
I think
kept it alive.
I think the Dupe would survive anything.
That smell was good.
Yeah.
That and what was the other one? Cool Water.
Davidoff Cool Water. Yeah,
they were the two.
Yeah.
If you had one of those, a girl would not even look at your face and just be like,
oh, there was another one. Just after that one, there was it was like a blue body with like boobs.
Oh,
Jean Paul Gaultier.
Yeah,
that was my next one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah,
because it was the sailor, wasn't it? The guy with the sailor bottle.
Yeah,
and they did a load of different variations of that.
Yeah. Oh, whenever you smell it though, you're immediately like 16 again.
I was like, I wore Dupe all through secondary school.
Yeah, it was just
that was my go-to for secondary school.
That and a bit of Lynx Africa.
Or CK1.
CK1,
CK1. Couldn't have been more girly, man.
Yeah, the see-through bottle, weren't it?
Yeah. Do you remember there's tons of fakes? You go on the market and there's tons of CK1 fakes everywhere.
I dad's. I bet if I were in my dad's aftershave cupboard, my dad's not really it's my mum who tries to trendy him up. Do you know? She buys him loads of aftershave, all the latest ones.
Just sit there.
Yeah, if you go into my dad's bathroom, open his thing, he could be one of the toilet attendant.
Like Boots.
He could be the toilet attendant. Do you know the spray for the lane? Yeah. There's all sorts of stuff, and if you go this side, I reckon they'll have the CK, you'll have the Davidoff.
I did find an old CK one.
Old Spice Brute.
Jesus, right, we restart this bloody thing. Yeah, let's get the old cigar right now. Have you done cigars before? So sniff it.
Right.
You'll smell quite like hay and grass, like almost horse-like.
Smells like an old man.
Maybe, yeah. If you've got a farmer of an old man.
Oh, now I can smell the farmers.
If you smell hay, you
Hay,
should
I
smell
smell hay. Now I can
horses.
smell
If you've
hay,
been around
definitely.
horses, it's
Yeah,
and that is literally so.
Wow.
The difference between these and others is that these are made and wrapped in a single leaf, and same internally. So the way they're packed is using whole leaves rather than pieces of offcuts, which a lot of other cigars use.
Right.
So these are all very specific leaves that are like they'll get the plants, uproot them, and hang them upside down to dry out with the roots still attached, so they don't lose any of the integrity of the leaves and stuff. So there's a whole process that goes into these, like there is setting whiskies in casks.
Yeah. When you're driving back, you should listen to the podcast with Anthony on, because that's because he came on and explained everything, and he was really eloquent about it.
Yeah.
And we're just not going to be able to live up to that standard.
It's
Like,
got full leaves in it, and it goes puffy puff smoke.
yeah. But
So,
part of what he was
there's
saying
two
was,
lighters here now. So
part of what he was saying was like
So
when
he
you
was the guy who actually makes these then?
no,
he
he
doesn't
works for Davidoff.
he
Oh,
doesn't
he
make
works for
them.
them. Right.
So yeah,
He did make one. He went out to somewhere, didn't he? And had to go and making it and butchered it. He said,
yeah, he did.
"Yeah."
But it's like taking the time, basically. Like when you light a cigar, you're going to be smoking it for 30 minutes, sometimes a couple of hours, depending on the size of the cigar. And it's like you can't really be doing anything else. It's just a little bit of downtime where either it's social, or if you're just out on your own, it's just time to relax. And same kind of thing with like rums and whiskies. That's you.
Do you know what we haven't done? Questions for people.
Oh shit.
So I'm going to do that now. You keep talking.
Yeah, so it's just a bit of time to enjoy and like, I don't know, just take a few moments of nothing. So that's kind of the point of it, the fact that it's going to take a little bit longer, and why like, a rum or whiskey maybe is a little bit better than, not necessarily better, but different for a different occasion where you would just be not necking back a rum and coke.
Well,
maybe.
I've got a bad relationship with alcohol. Like I'm with everything in life. I'm all or nothing.
Yeah.
Like I'm 100.
A lot of people like that with alcohol though, because
Yeah.
that's how we in Britain grow up looking at alcohol. It's something to get you drunk.
Yeah.
Now, if you grow up in Italy, you drink wine at a table with your meal from you're like 5 years old, and you don't have this relationship of alcohol being with drunkenness. It's more about flavour.
Yeah.
So that's a problem with the way we bring people up with it. America's even worse because they don't let them drink till they're 21. So then they go fucking ape shit.
mental crazy. Yeah.
Really bad. Right, let's do some. You're going to hear me do the questions on the thing now. So here we go.
What are we doing? Sorry.
We're mid-podcast. I forgot to get the questions up, but look who we have on, Mr. Danny Andrews, who, if you don't know, just Google fish and rice cake. He's the legend of bodybuilding. We also still have Mr. Lewis. Don't
Hello,
worry,
I'm
he's
still here.
But you know what to do. Questions. Right, shh. Don't need to hear me again say that. So with the cigars, you need to torch the end so that you get a nice cherry kind of going, and then
do you want to do yours and you can show him as you go?
Yeah. So
Right.
this is why we have the butane light as well. So this is a gas that doesn't disperse any kind of horrible carbons into the tobacco, so it doesn't fuck it up. Like if you use the horrible stuff that Zippo's normally made of, you're sucking all that gas taste into it. So all you're gonna do is just toast the end so that you get it kind of all going nice and glowing like that.
Right.
And then put it in, and you're just gonna hold the flame close by and suck it into the cigar. And then there you go. That's how it should be.
But you don't take it back.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh, you don't
cigars.
inhale it. Right, yeah,
well, you
yeah.
can.
It will-
You'll be very sick very quickly.
Yeah, it'll blow your head off. Don't
Yeah.
take it back.
Has anyone tried to take it back
So
on
straight
the
on.
podcast?
Accidentally.
Straight on.
Well, straight on now.
Straight on.
Oh no. Straight
So
on
toast
like that.
it. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Not so close. I think you've got it. So now into the mouth. And then hold it close and suck it in. Yeah, nice. There you go.
There we go.
Rocking and rolling.
Right.
There we go.
Try not to
And then,
inhale.
yeah, don't inhale. And then what you do is you're just going to pull it in. And you just kind of let it sit in your mouth. So you pull it in, let it sit, let that flavour ruminate, and then just let it ease out. That is a nice cigar. You get a nice bit of pepperiness from it, and quite a smooth, kind of leathery taste to it a little bit in there. Quite earthy. We're not great with cigar palettes.
No, we don't.
We're still kind of overwhelmed by a lot of the big flavours in them.
Have a little sip of your whiskey now.
But now try the whiskey, it'll taste different, yeah. Stole loose under there, completely jumped in on you.
Tastes well better.
Yes, and you can do the same with whiskey and
Yeah.
a steak. So if you have a steak with whiskey, eat the steak, then have a sip of whiskey, then eat the steak again, it'll taste better.
Wow, that tastes a lot. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's bad. It really does change the taste.
That's because
bizarre.
the
I've
cigar
never-
dulls down a lot of those smoky
Yeah, I think
flavours
that's
on
what it
the
was. It
tongue.
was easier
Yeah.
to go in, and then I
Yeah.
tasted a nice taste after
Yeah,
it.
there you
That's
go.
crazy.
Got him going. Lovely jubbly. All right. Where were we up to?
Oh, I've inhaled it again.
You'll learn not to very quickly.
I only did a little one though.
Oh yeah, that's all right.
Did you used to smoke?
No.
Were you a social smoker?
Social weed smoker.
Oh,
So a lot of my friends
really?
smoke weed, so I go like of a weekend.
Do we?
Similar to this.
No, we don't do it.
So what we're doing like now
Yeah.
is what me and my friends would do, but just with weed, and then sleep at my mate's house. And
Yeah.
go to the gym the next day, like literally like this, but with weed.
Yeah.
But I've stopped because I've got anxiety. At first it was helping me anxiety.
But
And then-
swung a bit too far
Wow,
the other
no,
way.
it was
Well,
giving me anxiety where all my thoughts and stuff, which were bothering me, it'd make them even worse, and I'd be like, and
Really?
I'd be.
I think weed makes a lot of people like you go very internalized, which you kind of
Overthinking.
I
yeah,
think
you
it, I
overthink
think
things
it,
a little
it
bit.
exacerbates the mood you're in as well now because
Yeah.
I tried that when I was feeling a little not anxious I was a little down energy wise and just my mood was off. And when I had the edible weed, it made it worse. But when I had the dry bud, that was just nice. But also it was also because I did it in a nice environment, watching
Yeah.
a fun movie
Yeah.
with a friend. You know, it was so that helped. Whereas if I'd have taken that already feeling a bit like, and then not in the best environment, a bit too busy, something going on I'm not too keen on.
Well, I'm an anxious person, so
Yeah.
with me having it, it was just making it even worse. So
Yeah.
I've not had it for a couple of years now.
No, fair enough. Yeah, so I
That's, I think
I
it's
had
also
like
a really good fucking decision to make.
Yeah, I was gonna say-
it's not good. You can't push through that.
yeah, it's a psychoactive drug. At the end of the day, it's going to react very differently for different people depending on different things that are going on in their lives. Some people react really well to it. Some people don't. Some people literally can smoke the exact same thing, and their reaction is the polar opposite. Like some people will find it makes them really low energy. Some people actually get a bit more productive and like
Yeah, well, my friend's a tattooist, so
Yeah.
it makes him more creative.
That is supposed to be a bit only on microdosing apparently.
Well, he definitely doesn't microdose, and he'd go mad. So he's got children. So they'd go to bed, and I'd sleep downstairs. And in the morning, I'd get the munchies, and I'd eat all the. They've got like a crisp cupboard. I ate all the crisps. Right, listen to this.
You
I
ate
ate the kids'
all the
rusks because I got that hungry.
listen.
It was so good.
Rusks are good.
Yeah, they were crying the next day, going, "They have no breakfast."
It's just you happy as anything on the sofa, like
With like
big
crisp
Buddha
packets
belly.
around me, yeah, and like the kids' rusks. Like, Daddy, don't invite Daddy around anymore. He eats our breakfast.
Daddy, you ate all the rusks.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I don't smoke the
Do you know, I
weed
used to, when I was bodybuilding, rusks were one of my treat snack things. I used
Were
to,
they?
yeah, because they were like low sodium and
so
everything,
weird.
weren't they?
They're
So
really
during prep, a rusk was, I just genuinely enjoyed it. And you used to be able to get them from Home Bargains, along with baby food. I used to eat baby food.
Yeah, that was.
Did you do
was
that?
quite good. No, rice pudding and egg diet. Like I went on for a while as well.
Ooh,
like,
what the hell's that? I didn't hear that one.
well, it was just body in the gym because like obviously there was no what's it called? Was there? There was no YouTube channels and stuff back then. So it was just a guy in the gym was like, "Oh yeah, I just eat loads of eggs and I have rice pudding."
And you go, right,
I
cool.
think fucking he's
Yeah,
massive.
do
I'm
that.
gonna eat that. I didn't know
Yeah.
he was on fucking loads of steroids and shit.
yeah.
Which is what most people don't know.
No,
This is the
so
thing.
I'm thinking, fuck it, that guy always eats rice pudding. So like off season, but back then I was a kid, and I have good genetics, so I just eat anything and grow. So I was just like, as long as I'm getting the calories in.
So during this documentary, were you natty at that stage?
100% natural.
So you were natural at that stage, but then
Whenever I competed, I was totally natural.
That's weird.
And then, and I won the overall lakes, beating all the men. So out of every category, you do the overall, right? And there's guys that had like won the Britain and stuff. And me at fucking 8.5 stone, 9 stone, I won the overall show, beat all the men. Obviously, steroid out their heads.
Yeah.
But then
that made him happy.
Yeah.
People were
I bet-
kicking
I
off.
was
I bet they were.
Kicking
I
off.
bet everyone was fucking trying the fishing rod cake diet. Fucking work.
Taking a piss, but then like,
Suck
what's
it,
for tea
boys.
tonight? There's some fish. With a rice
Have we got
cake.
any ice cakes? We've got rusks.
No, but yeah, so I was 100% natural, and then obviously the documentary came out, and then people were like, "Oh, you're not even that big," do you know? Because obviously off season I didn't even look well. Back then I didn't look big at all. So then I took my first course of steroids when I was about 18, 19, and I went. I like blew up,
Yeah.
and then every side effect that is on
You
the
showed us a picture
Oh,
of you
yeah.
before when you reacted.
Crazy.
So what a lot of people don't understand is people who take gear, there's different reaction levels to. You know, if we all took the same thing,
Yeah.
we would all react differently. Some people, I've known people that are geared up to the eyeballs and looked completely
as well.
average.
I'm not even geared at me. Like,
No.
even though I got all the side effects and I went massive,
You were low.
I was literally I've asked other people, like I was taking 2 mil a week, and then I was taking with orals.
Well, we'll get onto that in a sec.
Yeah.
But that's what I think a lot of people don't understand is some people react really well to steroids. And you can see it in a lot of people when they've had an injury, gone off, got really thin or lost the gains, and then within 3 months, like, bam. Yeah, there's muscle memory in that, but also there's...
They said it with Ronnie Coleman, didn't they? Like the doses of what he was taking was so low, and nobody else believed that he was taking what he was taking because he just responded crazy well.
The Maryland Muscle Machine, what's he called?
Oh, I can't remember what his name is. I know who you're on about.
This is boom. After
I think even if I took which is
Kevin Levrone.
If I took TRT now, even just to put me at a normal range because I've got low test because of that. I think I'd be absolutely. I think I'd just go like literally.
Probably would because you've not done any for a long period of time.
8 years at least.
So you would probably react exactly the same as you did back then, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because all your receptors and everything would be clear, everything would be. Because what the people don't know as well about the bodybuilders in America, they get an oil change every year. Do you know that? So they go and get blood transfusions every year. Most of them. Right. They go sit in and have a full on.
Is it worth it?
Well, it is. It's their lives, isn't it? It's what they make their living from.
Oh yeah. If
that's their race
living,
car. That's their body is their race car.
Right.
Like a Formula One drivers, you know what I mean? So, so you were natural through that documentary, and then you started using when you weren't competing.
Yeah. So what happened was I had a spine operation.
Okay. Good. Why?
I had 2 discs that had protruded.
Oh, bulging discs.
Yeah, and then I had sciatica down one side of my leg.
So what did they have to go in and just? They didn't fuse anything, did they?
Yeah, they fused the bottom
You've
of the
got
spine.
a fused spine.
Yeah.
So does that fucked your mobility up?
Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, Scott. Can you see?
Oh shit! Look at that.
Oh shit!
Jesus Christ, that's proper.
Yeah.
That's like what?
So I was
about that big. So 12 inches.
So I was training and stuff. I was training.
It's about 6.
And I kept like weeing myself and stuff, right?
What, on like heavy lifts? Or just
generally? Yeah, so I had real bad pain, so I kept telling the doctor saying like it's really bad, but like the I don't know what they want from you they want you until you
set yourself back up again towards that mic. So
they want you, and I think there's a criteria, but with just pain and sciatica, they won't do anything, right?
No.
So and me being young and stuff, like young and naive and stupid, I was just taking painkillers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like weeing, and then my flow of wee was like. I wanted to wee, but I couldn't wee. Does that make sense?
Right, okay. But
yeah,
didn't
and then like a few days before my operation, I'd wet myself, but I thought I didn't link it to that. I just thought, what the hell? I've wet myself. I'm a bit embarrassed.
When you're asleep or awake?
Awake.
So
I'd like dribbled sort of thing, and then I went for a wee, and I just noticed this like it wasn't like I fully wet myself, but I was like, oh shit, I need a wee, so I went and had a wee.
Hadn't noticed it happened.
Yeah, so it's obviously it was to do with my back, and I had a date, so I just finished legs and I just finished squatting. The date was outside my house in the car, right? And I lived in a flat, like upstairs, and I went for a shower, and I said, "You stay there. I'll be 5 minutes. Like we'll go on a date. I'll be 5 minutes." And I got in the shower, and as I got out of the shower, I fell on my hands and knees, and I couldn't feel my legs. Yeah, I was like paralysed, if you would. I couldn't remember her name. I was like, Laura. Right? She walked in, and I was like. On my hands and knees like this, right? And she could see that right up my back eye with the balls hanging down like a dog. And she burst out laughing, and I started laughing. I said, "I can't feel my legs. You're gonna have to phone an ambulance." And she was like, "You're joking?" And I said, "No." And I thought, I don't even know this girl. I'm fully naked. I thought this.
Welcome to the best first date ever.
Yeah. This can't get any more embarrassing. It gets worse. And I'm on my hands and knees on laminate flooring, and we're both looking at each other. She's ringing an ambulance, and I can hear.
Oh no.
Right, and we both looked down. She went, "Are you weeing?" I go, "Yes." Right. I pissed myself.
Yeah.
But that was through the gym. It was through the gym. It was obviously done my.
Basically, what you've done is you trapped a nerve, blocked it off because you've got bulging discs. So what they do is trap the nerve. So now the nerve's no longer working. So you're losing control of your sphincter muscles effectively, and then that travelled down the sciatica, which goes down to your legs. So then you get a transient effect all the way down your legs. You lost. So that's why they need to go in and remove the bulging disc, which takes the pressure off the nerve, which lets the thing.
Well, they did that, and because there weren't I don't know. So it was a orthopedic surgeon who did it. Who I think a neurologist would have had to do it. Is that right? Or is that
well, orthopedics. The guy who did my
was an orthopedic.
He's orthopedic.
Well, I had to sign something to say this guy wasn't really. He could do it, but he wasn't the right person for it because he wasn't. They needed to do it there and then,
right?
Because it's like the paralysis. Really, that was like one of the. But like back then, I was that young. I wasn't even like I didn't take in how serious it all was.
Just trust them because they're a doctor anyway.
Yeah, and I didn't have a clue back then. And thank God I woke up and stuff. And then after that, I thought, you know what? Like it put me off the gym a bit. But then I thought, right, I'm gonna get back into it.
What do you think caused it?
Training hard.
Just bad
Squatting and
lifts.
stuff. Yeah.
Because this is the thing as well. Back then, there was nothing that you could really look up other than books.
Yeah.
About form or things like that. So squatting was a massive problem with a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know.
I think I used to look down, do you know, and then come up with my back.
That's it. But you see so many people is they'll drop down into the squat, okay, but then at the base, what they'll do is they lose all that the load on the legs, and it all transfers onto the upper body and back. And what happens is the upper body ends up kind of coming. They drop their upper body down to then come back up and underneath the bar rather than traveling the bar back up the way it came down. So you end up with this kind of double motion.
Yeah,
so you come down like this, but then you come back up like a scoop almost, and it loads all the lower
I
back.
think that's what
I used to know a guy who did it so much that I used to watch to see. Because I was genuinely convinced I would be there when his spine popped out of his back. Because it was so bad, and he would just kept loading more weight. You see him do this movement, he'd be like cringing, and you're going to see him put another plate on.
It's always it almost always boils down to people's bracing as well, because they're training their legs, they forget that their torso is taking that load. You have to brace.
So then, if you're scooping that torso up and down, you're losing all that bracing because you're wiggling your upper body about effectively.
In theory, performing a squat, as it should be, your torso should your core and your torso should stay completely neutral throughout that whole range of motion. Whole range of motion. Your legs and your hips are moving. But the torso stays.
Did you know about pulling
position.
on the bar as you go down?
It's all bro science.
Yeah,
it was 100%. Everything that I learned back then was watching a guy from the gym. Everything was just an asking. I used to ask questions like, "So why do you do that?" Like the day I went in the gym, the guy asked me to compete, and he gave me a diet, right, which was phase 1. And then 2 weeks before, I'd gone up to him and been like, "When do I change?" He was like, "I totally forgot. Like, I totally forgot about you." He told me to take my clothes off, like, at the gym.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, I was at school. If you look back.
Yeah,
but I took my clothes off, and I had the whole gym behind me, like, what the fuck? I didn't have an ounce of fat on me. I was like...
Yeah.
And I didn't know the poses or anything. And I used to call that my Spider-Man, which was the full muscular. Yeah. Do you know when Spider-Man looks in the mirror and he's got his muscles?
Yeah.
So I used to do that. And all the lads at school used to be like, "Do it, Danny, do it, Danny." And I go, "Ugh," and they're all like,
Do the Spider-Man.
do the Spider-Man.
That's a way better name for it.
Isn't it the Spider-Man?
Now, if you could all face front and do the Spider-Man.
And then somebody's there going,
There's one bloke who's nerding out. But this is my moment.
After the operation, I thought, right, you know what? I'm going to jump on the juice.
This is the temptation, isn't it? And you were how old?
17, 18.
Right, so let's just clarify for anybody listening who's there. At that age,
I was 18. I was 17.
even at that age, your endocrine system, which is responsible for all your hormonal output, is not developed yet. So it's
stupid.
what would be the equivalent? I can't think of anything offhand, but basically, if you start putting exogenous hormones into your body before your endocrine system develops, what happens is those exogenous hormones halt your endocrine system's development. So then when you come off it at like 22, 23 or whatever, which most people do, you test to be down by your ankles.
Disgusting, yeah.
And your endocrine system isn't developed enough to ramp everything back up to where it needs to be at that age. So you're kind of backdated on your development.
Yeah, you're shutting everything down before it's actually finished.
Some people never recover from that and have to have TRT from the age of 23 years old.
I feel like I've been offered it.
Well, you should do it.
No.
But you need your blood to do and everything
I need my
before.
fertility sorted.
You can still... No,
I need to get it up to enough to freeze it to then I'll be bothered about my testosterone.
But if your testosterone is so low, like there's not just testosterone. I mean, there's whole things in there. It's all about like luteinizing hormone.
Because the scale is
free, and it's all about free testosterone
so
as well.
I think I'm on the low scale, but the scale is between an 80-year-old man can go, and it's still in the scale. It's like you're on the low side, but he's 80. Yeah. So it's the scale for anybody. So I am very, very, very low.
Yeah.
So they've said, well, the guy just said, "Look at you, like it's obvious. It bothers me," but he said you've still creating muscle mass and stuff, and it's up to you. And I was like,
so
no, because
backtrack. You how did you find out your test was low?
Oh, so I did all the steroids and stuff like that, and then.
Let's cover that. So let's get back to that. Yeah. So 17, you decide 18, just coming in 17, 18, crossing over. You decided go to the dark side.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
I asked. So everyone knew I was clean. They used to always go, "He's 16 and clean." That was his thing. Like everyone used to say, I used to go to the shows, and everyone knew. So the guys at the gym wouldn't sell me. The guys who ran the gym I go to.
Yeah.
So it was just like
They wouldn't sell you on principle.
no, because they wanted me. They had like ideas of me being.
Well, that's
like
nice.
Yeah,
to
no,
hear
yeah,
for
they're
a
good
change,
guys.
isn't it?
Yeah. Shout out Joe Walker.
Yeah, fair play, mate. Because most people in the gym, there's a bloke called Dave, and he sells, and he's like, he seems to be this nice guy that offers you something that's going to help you. He's basically a fucking drug dealer. That dude in your gym who's offering you stuff doesn't care about you. He's a drug dealer. That guy clearly cared about you.
Yeah.
He
He
wouldn't,
did.
which is
And
nice.
I generally think he did. But I ended up getting it off someone from the gym, and I couldn't afford a lot of stuff, so I never did any of the PCT. It was like, how much is that? It was just for cheapness.
I guess
Yeah.
PCT is more expensive than the actual freaking
Yeah,
steroids.
a lot of the time, yeah.
I was a young kid. I didn't have a lot of money, and there was a bottle of this, and then because I used to react so.
Do you remember what it was you started with? Was it? I'm gonna guess.
There's something I took that was called One Rip.
Fuck, what? You didn't even know what it was?
I don't know what it was.
still
They were
not
just
know what it
bottles of
was?
stuff. No, like they were just bottles of stuff, and I'd be like,
Did you get a big fat face when you took
That's
it?
what I was just about to say. So I'd start taking
Sus and
it.
Decker.
2 weeks after, I'd be like, 3 weeks after, I'd say, oh my god, like my neck would be this big, my head would be this big. And
Was
I'd
it
shit
was
myself.
injectables? Was
Yeah,
it?
I'd stop doing it.
Yeah.
So then I'd be like, oh, I'll try these tablets. So then I'd just stop taking that.
So
it
you
was
just
absolutely
literally
ridiculous.
just yeah. So you
Yeah,
weren't
it was,
doing
there was
anything with
no
the protocol.
there was no thought about it, but there was no internet I could go and research. It was just
Bloke
he's
at the
took
gym.
that and,
Yeah.
and if you do that and so I just like stop start. It was like the most horrendous thing I could have ever done. And then I think I just fell out, like, and I got really big and I was like, oh, should I compete? I might compete. And then
I'm going to pop up a picture now of Danny of what he looked like on. Was that the picture you showed me?
that was my first course of steroids. That was
Right.
about 6 weeks in.
It's on the screen now. If you're watching on the video, go watch on the video. If you're not watching on Spotify video, go watch it.
Yeah.
Or YouTube.
Yeah, so I look older than I do now.
You look like a fucking unit, is what you look like.
Yeah.
You look like I would want to look like if I took steroids.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
That's not what a lot of guys look like. I can tell you now. I know. So you said you took. Well, let's guess what you were on. I'm going to say
It was like a blend.
Oh, you were a blend.
I think that One Rip was like a blend of like maybe
Okay,
three
so
things.
let's say it's.
But then
what are they
but then
normally?
someone would say to me, "Why don't you take Dianabol?" And then
That's the stuff I was on about. That
Yeah.
makes people. Isn't that the stuff that makes people's heads balloon up?
yeah,
Yeah, they carry a lot of water weight, and that's the
There's a
oral one,
bloke
isn't
who
it?
took
Kind
that in the gym in Manchester when we went there, and you saw him from week 1 to week 3. He put on about 20 pounds of water,
Red face.
water weight, big purple head.
Yeah.
Looked like he was going to die doing lat pull down. Like horrendous. I'm not kidding. 20 pounds, but it's all just fluid.
Yeah.
Just bleh.
yeah. I got an abscess
Horrible.
in my shoulder as well.
Jesus.
'Cause
Oh, you
I
injected-
injected it in my
Right.
shoulder. You just sit there, you rub it, and then this one time it went really hot, so I had to go to the thing and I had to take like some antibiotics, to get it down.
Christ.
But I was putting flannels on it, and stuff like that. But everything that you put on the side effects, apart from baldness, thank God. Like I got the gyno, which I've had surgery and it went wrong.
What? Let's have a look. Oh, I can't. No,
Can't,
that's no good.
like no, I'm really like I don't like it.
Mate.
So what they did was I had the surgery, they took it out, and I went to Poland,
Mm-hmm.
try to save myself some money, which I shouldn't have done, right?
Probably back then, not the best.
I
now,
got a
Turkey.
hematoma, and then
Holy shit.
what they did was the skin had tethered to the muscle, so then when I tense my chest now, it goes in, but I think I'm going to get it sorted soon.
You should be able to get that cut free, though, no?
I should be able to,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I think I'm going to get done, but at the moment
go
I'm
to
not
Turkey.
too bothered.
Turkey.
Never go to Turkey. Don't go to Turkey.
No.
No,
Turkey.
that's where I went.
No, you said
Oh,
Poland.
Poland. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That is definitely not go to Poland.
Yeah, that's where
Turkey,
Poland.
they have some of the best plastic surgeons out there.
Really?
They've got better kit than we have in the UK. I know boys
Oh,
that
I
have
won't
gone
go
out there.
abroad now.
No,
was
honestly,
so scary.
because the surgeons in England fly out to Turkey to do the surgeries.
Really?
They get more money because there's less tax over there for them, and all the kit they have up there.
I've found
much.
an English surgeon. I've been searching, and he seems.
But if it makes you feel better, do what makes you feel better. But
he specialises in
I know
plastic surgery. So
well, I know guys that have gone out there and had their full teeth done, veneers, which is where you lose all your own teeth and they get these other ones drilled in.
some of them, they look terrible.
These all look great, and
Really?
then they have hair transplants out there and everything.
I've
But
seen the hair
loads of girls go out there
transplants,
for boobs, bum, tummy tucks, the whole shebang.
I have seen like Turkey's big.
If you go
for
to
surgeries.
Istanbul, it will cost you. Let's say over here it costs around about somewhere between 4 to 8 grand, depending on whether you go somewhere stupid. Usually 4 or 5 grand for a hair transplant. Turkey, 2.
Yeah.
And it's done better. So I had a friend who had it done in Turkey, fully successful. I had a friend who did it in London, failed. Cost him twice as much, and it failed. And I told him at the time, go to Turkey, and he said, yeah, I should have listened. And so he's now going to have to go out to Turkey. But the thing is, in Turkey, what they do is because it's cheaper for them to run their clinics out there, they have better equipment, they have better facilities, and they have stuff that's so much more up to date than here that the bloke I know had his teeth done. Well, it's a friend of a guy I know, had his teeth done, and they were basically classed as indestructible. so he challenged that because he's an idiot. And he's opening bottles relentlessly on them. Hey, fucking instructor managed to chip one. Went to Harley Street to get it fixed. And they're like, well, we can fix it to a point where it'll look okay, but we can't replicate what they've done because we don't have the kit to do that yet.
Yeah.
They said yet. So they were behind from Turkey. So honestly,
can't colour match either. My sister's got them.
Well, it was just the way they created the teeth. They didn't have the facilities to do it here yet. They probably do now because it's a few
Fucking
years
titanium.
ago. It just honestly, yeah. He's just like
Jaws.
But they've got less restrictions over there as well, so they can use more stuff. There's less politics and bullshit, I assume, in terms of red tape.
Yeah.
So honestly, Istanbul, have a look.
I'll look into it.
Because all your research when you go out there is the surgeon. That's all that matters.
Right.
Is the surgeon doing the job, and that's what you do.
Yeah,
I would 100%. If I needed a hair transplant, I would straight to Turkey.
Yeah,
no, like
I
you,
as well.
don't need it.
I'm a barber artist, so I see.
But
all
we'll
the
get
time,
onto that. Yeah,
so.
we'll get onto where you are now. But let's get where we are. Also, just one more thing: steroids don't make you go bald. They only facilitate speeding up the natural process of if you were going to go bald.
Right.
So if you were never going to go bald, it won't make you go bald.
Yeah.
It's genetic. All it does is speed the process up.
Right,
So if it's not going to happen, look at Jay Cutler.
It's 'cause it's,
all these other boys.
shit.
If it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. It doesn't make it happen.
See, I got told people with high testosterone. When you see someone with high testosterone, they've got hairy bodies and bald heads.
No, it's all dependent on whether the androtestosterone affects the hair follicle
It was
cycles.
predetermined. So if you,
it's a genetic factor.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, because
completely.
it's DHT which causes the baldness, and DHT dihydrotestosterone, which is something that testosterone can convert into. So if you've got more testosterone in your body, that means more DHT, which means if you're somebody who is prone to hair loss, that'll just speed it up. But if you've got like everyone in your family's got a full head of hair at like 100 years old, you could take all the gear in the world and you're probably not going to have any noticeable hair loss.
The bad part of it is DHT testosterone is a really good testosterone. It's the one that keeps you dry and hard. That's the andro side of testosterone.
Yeah, there are different types of steroids that produce
so
more
if you
DHT.
would say, I think trends are DHT based ones.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people say it rips the hair out.
Yeah, so a normal testosterone is more anabolic, and then you get the more androgenic testosterone. So like I think wind straw, anything that cuts you up, makes you hard, tends to be more of that DHT based side, andro side. So most people, when they go on the courses, they'll do two different types so that they get this like dual action going on where they get the density plus the size. So your tri-blend thing, God knows what was in that. Because
well, I started off with that, and then obviously I got all the side effects, and then that's when I just do like Anavar before a holiday.
what were your side effects, go on?
So I've got low testosterone.
Let's just make sure.
Literally yesterday, I've been going with fertility doctor with my ex-girlfriend.
Literally yesterday, it's still going 8 years down the line.
No, yesterday I got my results back from a fertility doctor because I was going with my ex-girlfriend and we were supposed to have IVF, but we've split up. But I still wanted to go through with. I want to know what's up with me and stuff like that. So I was like 4 million a lot of the times I've been tested, but the last one I was under 2 million, which isn't even enough.
What are you meant to be at?
What's normal?
I think 15 million.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so as well. So he was asking me loads of questions, and I've realised I've had a new bathroom fitted and I didn't want to shower. Mm-hmm. So I've been getting hot baths, but like 2 a day. Mm-hmm. And he was like...
That's a lot of baths.
Yeah, and he was like, your balls are on the outside, not to look good. It's because your body's 37 degrees and your balls need to be about 35 degrees. And I'm literally boiling my sperm factory twice a day and for a year, and then I've gone and got a sperm test. So hopefully I'm going to have 3 months of no drinking, no smoking, healthy eating, lots of sleep, no baths. I'm getting a shower fitted, and then hopefully I can get my sperm levels up so I can freeze it, and then I can work on my... I wouldn't have to do any of this if I didn't take steroids. And
so you're going to freeze the balls.
Yeah, no, I'm going to get my sperm frozen, so then in future I can have a family and stuff, because that's my main
This was a wise idea if you've had issues now. So what do you need to get it up to get it frozen?
So he said about 4 million, and I'm under 2. And
I honestly genuinely think your baths are fucking you up.
Well, I think the baths, and I'm gonna eat healthier, stop the baths, and then hopefully... And there's a fish oil study I've read, so I'm taking fish oil. I'm taking...
No, you need to look up Vigorous Steve's Giant Loads video.
Yeah.
Because there's a load of supplements you can take, like selenium, zinc, vitamin D, and loads of these things, but you superdose them. I'll give you the dose before you go, because we've looked at that video before, and that actually increases your testicular output.
Wow.
So you should be doing that because that's a cheap and easy thing you can be doing as well.
So 3 months I've got. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then once that's happened, once I've sorted that, and this is all from, then I'll go and sort my testosterone. I don't want to do it all together.
Have you felt anything in terms of mental,
Yes,
like depression and stuff like that?
Yes,
you have.
lethargic.
Okay.
Every side effect you can think of, and then not being too bothered about sex and stuff like that. Everything on the thing that I had. So I was go to the doctor. So they did me a blood test, and they were like saying that I was on the low end.
Yeah.
But he said, looking at you though, if you can survive without it for now, the longer you without it, the better. So I said, right, I can survive without it. To be fair, I want to get my fertility sorted. I was with my girlfriend. I wanted to sort that all out. I thought I'll sort my TRT out when
later on down the line.
Later on down the line, I can function.
Yeah,
I can still train.
To be honest, mate, you must be a genetic freak if you've got low T because you're a big guy.
That's what everyone says as well.
Yeah. So imagine when he sorts it out.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I mean, you have that nice genetic potential to you still, anyway.
I think also that like points out how testosterone isn't the answer for everybody. Do you know what I mean? How like everyone thinks, "Oh, I'll just jump on gear and get massive." There's so many other factors. That's not the only thing. Like genetic, people really underestimate how much genetics play a role in it.
I was winning overall shows and stuff. Natural, yeah, I'd work big, but my shape, symmetry, everything like that. Yeah. I was
Ryan Terry was like that, all the way to the Arnold's natty.
I was stupid, and I didn't need to take it. And on the guy at the gym, he knew, and he was like, he sort of wanted. He was like, I was like his protege, but I sort of went away from him because I thought I want to be massive, and I weren't too bothered about competing and stuff then because I'd sort of done it at a young age. When you've done it at a young age, I was like, like I've done it now, and I just liked the attention off the girls. I'm not gonna lie, it was like I was always known as little Danny. So when I was like big, it was like, oh, It's Big Danny, and I was like, 5'7" to me, Big Danny,
big, right?
And then obviously I take everything to the extreme. Whatever I do, I take it to the extreme, and I took it to the extreme, and I was just like, you know what? Out there's probably guys that can do it sensibly and stuff, but obviously I didn't have the means, the funds, or anything like that. And
I don't think most people. I think you've done exactly what most people do.
Even now, people are. Even now, it's like still severe that people are kind of fucking themselves up left, right, and centre, and they've got no excuse because there is so many resources for.
There was none back then.
Yeah,
there was a book that I borrowed off one of my friends, and it was like a Steroid Bible.
Was it Llewellyn's?
Something like that.
Llewellyn's
yeah, because
Steroid
someone
Bible.
showed me that once. If you go and look at it, they something was in there. It's what tren used to be called. Right. I think it was called something like, it was designed for horses or something, isn't it?
I took that. I took something called Equipoise.
That's it. That's what it used to be called.
Yes,
that's it.
I took it.
Yeah.
I think they're separate. Equipoise is a different one.
Well, there's something.
So
right?
I took something. I had a picture of a bull, a pig, and a horse on it.
Yeah,
I took it.
It's designed to increase the meat on cattle, so
Yeah.
that you get more for their money.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally, there's a thing in that encyclopedia where it has the original name of what tren was, and then they changed its name so because that one basically got blacklisted. Like, don't take this; it's fucking horrendous for you. So they changed its name to tren below.
Wow. So
people started taking.
I've always told people I don't think I ever took tren. Yes, I did.
But you might have done. Yeah, I think you're right. I think equipoise is
something different.
Right.
But maybe
equipoise
I was
is for
literally clueless.
horses.
It was all off what my friends would say.
I think that's
like,
the way it was.
Like, I'll try it. And then I'd have an effect, and I'd be like, I'll stop it. I'd just stop and start. It just wasn't healthy. Like,
yeah. I mean, there are arguments that if you are genetically gifted, you don't need PCTs after low dose cycles. Like people like Lee Priest never did PCTs.
Yeah, I've seen
he just slowly tapered off.
Well, to be fair, it's a low dose compared to what people are saying that like they take like 6 mil a week and stuff. But mine were just like, I'll take 2 mil of that. I'll take some of them. I'll stop now. What's this? I'll take 2 mil of that, and then it was just it was there was no structure to it. There was no time off, and I'd just be like, I've got a night out coming up. I'll inject some of that. Do you know?
Yeah, that's a bad mentality to have.
It was just
and there's no one coaching you through it.
There was no one coaching me through it.
One of the big problems is the problems you get aren't immediate.
Yeah,
they're down the line issues with steroids.
And I kind of liked, so when my nipple hurt, my mate went, shows that it's real. And I was like, yeah.
Value for money.
I told you it was real. And I was like, it's working. But I didn't understand
that. Is indicative of DHT, the gyno from nipples, because it's conversion of testosterone. Too much testosterone floating around your body gets converted to estrogen. Yeah. Get the bitch.
So I had gyno. I had the lumps under my nipples before I ever took gear.
Did you have them as a kid?
As a kid.
Yeah, so you're predisposed to it.
I had that.
Just the little lumps. So when I went through puberty, I think I must have had really high tests. So my nipples hurt.
Yeah, that's common.
I remember that, and I felt like some lumps. I remember my dad. Yeah, I remember my dad saying, "Oh, yeah, that's normal." But I remember being like a skinny kid and having no pecs or anything. So it was literally like
a little bit of pain under the nipple.
yeah, and it was just a little bit like literally like a slightly puffy
It's
nipple.
common. It's common. Some lads get proper tits.
Yeah.
Like little cone tits.
Yeah, and with fat, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was just like a little bit of that. So when I took the gear, it made it worse.
Yeah.
But that's because you just got more testosterone getting converted.
But
that's
no
why,
one ever
yeah.
seen it. Like it wasn't a. You could not see it. Like it wasn't. But I could feel it, and I knew it was there. So when I've come off everything, and I just thought I don't want any. Like, I hate. I'm like really against it all because it's like ruining my life really.
Yeah.
I got it taken out, and then I'm stuck with that. So I'll get it sorted in the future.
I think you're lucky actually because I think they're better at fixing that now than they used to be. If you look at The Rock, you see how his head fucked up. It's because he had that gyno surgery to get rid of the ducts. What they do is they get rid of the ducts
take the
behind
whole
the
thing
nipple.
out. That's what they did.
Take that gland
so
out.
It's called It's called creator deformity.
Okay.
So they've took too much out, and what they're supposed to do is like sort of like pack it a little bit. So they've literally scooped out a bit of your chest and then stuck the skin to it.
Yeah.
So then it kind of looks a bit.
I see what you're saying.
It kind of looks a bit weird.
It probably looks worse to you than
It looks
a normal
terrible to me.
human.
That's why I've got tattooed all over. So
Are you fully where? How? Yeah. Now, yeah. If you're not watching the video again, go over it. Danny has tattoos from ankle to now head.
Everything.
This is fresh.
That was yesterday.
So look at, I mean that.
Yeah,
wow.
it's awesome. That is.
What did you have last time I saw you? You didn't have the side bits. You had the back of your head done.
So I got that. I didn't have these.
You didn't have the sides. So
No.
you've had dot. Is that dot work?
Yeah, dot work.
Nice.
First time I've ever had dot
I
work.
like that.
It's cool, isn't it?
Did it hurt?
It killed.
Oh really?
So at first, she started, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty brave. But then she kept going back into it, and I thought, you're taking the piss. And by the end of it, I was like, oh.
Yeah. Where could you feel it once it went? You said because when I had my
Here, because it's right behind the ear. She's like, she tried to talk to me. I couldn't hear
all you heard
anything.
was,
Yeah.
because when I had it up here on the collarbone, I felt that in my left ear.
Oh yeah, with your nerves.
Yeah.
It'll hit there.
It was just weird. I don't know why.
Yeah. It'll like hit a nerve, and you can feel it like down here, like it doesn't like.
Where did you feel it when your head? Just where she was doing it? Or
No, like different when it was hitting my ear, like just round it. Yeah, it was a bizarre feeling on your head.
you're not going onto your face, are you?
No, I promised my mum. I promised my mum that I wouldn't get my neck, I wouldn't get my hands.
I don't think neck is bad anymore. I think I see so many neck tattoos now, and I'm like, that's fucking lovely.
I'm a barber, so it doesn't really affect.
That and I don't think it affects so much anymore unless you want to be a lawyer.
No.
Or something like that.
I saw something the other day which I thought was cool. There's this woman who's of Polynesian descent, and she's the first news anchor on like a mainstream channel in America to have face tattoos, and it's like the Maori mouth
classics.
ones. Yeah, and she's the first person to have like a face tattoo as a mainstream anchor, which I thought was brilliant.
I have little old ladies coming up to me saying, that's beautiful, that is, isn't it?
Yeah,
on my tattoo. And it makes my day every time they do it. Because it just shows how far tattoos have come. It used to represent prison or you being not a very good human being. And now it's seen as art.
My ex-girlfriend was Filipino, so her mum was like full Filipino, and she thought I was a criminal.
Oh, really?
So I've gone round fully tatted. She didn't. Oh, she I don't think she liked me. Obviously, she loved me by the end of it. But when obviously from first impression, she was like, "Neri, is he a criminal?" That was the worst Filipino.
Brilliant.
I'm sorry, yeah. But she was like, yeah. So she really didn't like the tattoos, but yeah.
Fair play.
I remember my...
I was going to say, before you got... The tattoos are very good. Have you seen this?
Awesome.
On the arm, Einstein.
I've got like a science bit.
It's
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Have you seen on his leg?
I've got Step
Brothers. And it's fucking well done.
Yeah.
They are so good. These portraits are
Have you seen
incredible.
my Will
You've got Jim Carrey down at the bottom, Will Smith from Fresh Prince era, I might add.
No.
Ace Ventura.
Oh, is that the monkey? Is that the
That's
monkey
the monkey from Ace Ventura.
from or Friends? Same monkey. Rose. What else?
Just a rose. Oh, I've got a Peaky Blinder.
Oh, look at that.
See?
That is good.
Oh shit.
That's really good.
Yeah.
What's on the other leg?
This is all like Greek mythology.
Nice.
So all Greek mythology, and I got my heroes. I got Muhammad Ali on my fist. I got my mum and my dad. I got Thor on my forearm.
That is. Thor as in.
Thor.
What's he called?
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Thor.
Hemsworth Thor.
Got Arnie.
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
That is cool. That is fucking good.
Yeah, got Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And they're all really soft, aren't they? Really nice.
yeah,
Is
I
that
got that
Elvis?
smooth. Pardon?
You got Elvis up there?
Yeah, Elvis getting a haircut.
Look at that.
I got Rambo.
Yeah.
I've got Stephen Hawkins on the back of my shoulder.
So what inspired all these? Just
And that, so
is
I've
that
got
the monkey's first monkey in
First
space?
Monkey in Space, Evolution.
On your hand.
I've got Brian Cox, because I like space and stuff. I've got Neil deGrasse Tyson, Michio Kaku on my shoulder, and then Carl Sagan there, like an atom.
And a negative atom as well against the portrait. That's clever.
And yeah, that's.
They're really well done.
Yeah, I've got,
Is this all the same person who's done this? Who's done these?
Oh, I've got like I get different ones.
It's different guys.
I've got Elon Musk smoking a joint on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yes.
I've got Joe Rogan somewhere.
Yeah, there he is on your elbow.
Joe Rogan. I've got Tyson Fury on the back of my head.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. So it was a bad play. So I've gone and he's gone, where do you want it? And I was like, just like here. So he's ended up doing that. I look like Voldemort. Do you know? But that's why I've got all the tattoos around it to take away from that. I've got Tyson Fury on the back of my head. Can you see?
Oh, Christ, it's down on your neck.
Yeah. It's actually like,
Holy shit, that's big as well. It's not only Tyson Fury, show Lou, it's Tyson Fury wearing a crown. So it's...
No, do you know why? I didn't have the crown on it at first.
It is now, though.
It didn't have the crown on it at first, so it was just Tyson Fury's head, but when I had a t-shirt on, just like a dick on the back of my head. It was just like a hairy rounded head, so I was like, I think I need a crown on him, so we put a crown on him.
That's brilliant.
That's class.
Carry on, Lou, with your...
Oh, so we were talking about tattoos and how that was like kind of a criminal. I remember my missus's dad used to travel all around the world doing like he did signage and branding, and they'd literally be like flying all around the world to different like, so there'd be like macro. So there's macros in like Colombia and stuff like that or wherever. I can't remember where he was. But I've got a feeling it was in like Italy, and he's got like tattoos on his arms, and a really old woman came up to him and she was like trying to wipe it off his arm because she'd never seen a tattoo before.
Wow.
And then like she didn't understand that was it. Yeah. I don't know, it might not have been Italy, but I can't remember where it was. And she was saying, yeah, she was like trying to wipe it off his arm. She'd never seen a tattoo before.
Well, if I go on holiday, especially like Egypt or Muslim countries or something like that, you go on holiday, they love it.
Yeah.
They stare. Like, oh my god! No, because they've not seen. That's my accents again, terrible. They've not really seen. They've not really seen.
You got to
tattoos.
Egypt or Blackpool?
Oh my god! Yeah, so they've not, and then especially because like when I was big, like I used to be like really big, so I used to get a lot of looks then. But like now I don't really get looks. But like since my tattoos again, say I've got like a t-shirt and shorts on, you think what the fuck?
But that's the difference.
And it's because they've been looking at my tattoos.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, that is just the Einstein one.
I think they're all really good.
I love it.
Yeah, he's good.
They're really well done. You've been clever with who you've picked to do them.
Yeah, and thank God I got him in later on in life, because back then when I didn't have any money, I was younger, it was really fashionable to have tribal everywhere.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We were talking about this the other day.
That
From Dusk Till Dawn. From Dusk Till Dawn with Clooney's tribal tattoo that comes up. How many people got that?
Yeah.
Fuck now, because you can't go over those motherfuckers.
If I had money back then, I would have
I wanted that.
Dude,
I would have done that tattooed on the back of my neck.
I've got a story for you at uni, okay? So at uni, wrestling was like our guilty pleasure that we religiously watched. Every WrestleMania, every week, every wrestling, we'd watch all the way through. WrestleMania was a big boys' night in, beers in, watch it all. I got a little tiddled with a mate of mine, and we actually went out at about midnight to try and find an all-night tattooist. I was going to get the Brahma Bull tattooed on my arm here. I was going to get it. If there had been a tattooist open on that night, I would have a fucking Brahma Bull on my arm. Thank fuck there weren't any open.
God for that.
I know, Jesus Christ. Just the dumb shit that you think of doing at the time. And luckily, no one was open and we were students. So when we were sober, didn't have the money to fucking carry on the dumbass idea. Yeah.
Well, with bodybuilding, if it's very close, they mark you down for scars and tattoos.
Yeah.
So I never wanted a tattoo. Yeah. So if it's really close... If it's really close between two bodybuilders and one's got tattoos and one hasn't, they'll go for the one that hasn't.
Hey, judges, fuck you.
So that's why I never got tattoos. And then, obviously, when I stopped bodybuilding, I thought, and then I sort of like, I kind of hate on bodybuilding now, you know.
But it's had a bit of a negative connotation to you because you've had the documentary with the fish and the rice cake, and now you've got the issues with the testosterone and all that. So for you, it's left a sour taste of it.
Yeah.
But...
You still train regularly though,
look
right?
how it's provided.
training.
Exactly. It still provided you with that lifestyle of going to the gym, thinking about, wanting to look a certain way, having goal sets. And you achieved more than you think you have. Like when you look back, all the things you've actually done as a
I could have
result.
done a lot more with it if I'd have done it
the other week
properly.
you were filming with My Protein.
Oh, yeah.
On a fun day with all of us because you did this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And would you have ever even been a barber if you hadn't done this stuff? You just don't know where you would have ended up. So... as much as some things can seem like a downer at the time, later down the line, they're usually some of the best things that have ever happened to you. Yeah. Like some of the worst shit that's ever happened to me has always led to something so much better. Always. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I was trying to say to you is now, what it seems negative at the time, the fish and rice cake, brings so much joy to people. Like, just makes them fucking happy. There's got to be 99 out of 100 people want to high-five you, and there'll be the one prick who's, I don't know, some fat tit. who just can get him on this, and then has a peg. You know,
it
you know
happens
what I
on
mean?
nights out and stuff.
Yeah, but there's just some twat who looks at you and thinks, "Oh fuck, he's still big,"
Yeah.
and just has that. I can peg to bring him down with it.
I always remember, like again, this has been a thing since I was a kid as well. Like fish and rice cakes, always been something that's known. And then the thing that always followed it is like, have you seen him now, or did you see him after?
That's
and
a
he was like,
big
he was
thing now.
fucking massive after.
You did a interview with somebody, didn't you? And it's fish and rice cakes now.
Yeah.
And it was you. You were either decidedly cut. You were in really good nick.
Oh yeah.
In that interview, you were lean and
I can't remember.
you just Google it and it's on there.
Which one?
Must have been a few years ago.
Was it the Lad Bible?
Oh, it probably was. Yeah.
I just remember being told that
was natural then
you were a fucking unit afterwards.
Yeah.
And I was like, fair play.
Yeah, because obviously during the fish and rice cake era, you were in the bro stages, so you were fucking depleted and dying, and afterwards,
And also
obviously
16 years
very
old.
lightweight, and
Oh
obviously
yeah, I've gone through puberty now. Like before,
Yeah.
this beard has a lot of
Yeah.
sense. But before the beard and stuff, I look totally different. So
And then in that, and then all of a sudden it's like fucking hell, he carried on, and he looks.
but if
really
you
good.
get a picture of like you at 16 or you at 16, 17,
I am the skinniest little fucker.
you look weird. Don't look like yourself. You don't grow into your features and stuff like that. People are like,
Yeah.
you look totally different. I'm like, I'm gonna.
Isn't it funny
I'm
how
a man.
if you could take what you look like now and reverse it back, like you would never expect that to come out of that. Like it's just one of those things. Especially me, I didn't look like I should ever have been able to grow even a beard. Like back then, never mind like have some size on me because I was so skinny as a kid. Even when I hit uni, so you're 18.
Yeah.
You kind of peak in your testosterone. I was like 9.5 stone.
Yeah.
I was a whippet.
Yeah.
I was a whippet. It's at uni where I put size on because we had access to a gym for £60 a year.
Yeah, I was like 9 stone for. I think I was probably maybe about 18.
Yeah.
I was stuck at 9 stone, and then like it was
I was in 16
slow.
with abs.
Jesus Christ. Fucking out some weight.
15 stone 8 I was on that picture that I showed.
What's that in kilos?
Let's go with that's
quick
like,
math.
I'm like 13 stone now. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So
that.
I think 13, 14 stone range for your height
that's what I
is
am
a
now.
really good weight bracket to be in. If you can taper in and lean out within that weight over a couple of years, but hold that weight, you look way heavy. You look like 15 stone, but you're actually 13. That's what's with me. I'm only 83 kilos. What's that work out as in stones? I think it's not more than 14.
Is it not?
So what are
I
you-
don't think it's much more than 13. Watch
No,
me
I'm
to be
about,
surprised.
I'm about 13.8, I think 13. But I used to be
good
15.8,
bracket.
but I'm flabby now.
So 82 kilos in stone is 12 stone 9.
See, told you, 13 stone. That's me. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Proportions, isn't it? It's just honestly, yeah. Yeah.
No.
I struggle. I got to the heaviest I ever got to was 85 kilos. That's it. And I felt horrible that weight. But now I got to 85 kilos again and I feel good. Because obviously that was 5 years ago that I hit 85. So in that time frame now I hold the weight better because it's just denser muscle. So I'm not as to get to that weight when you don't have the same density, you blow out more, don't you?
Yeah.
You hold more water. I felt like a rhino. Like, I didn't feel good. I felt like heavy.
Yeah.
And I felt like my traps were at my ears.
Yeah.
They weren't. They were probably less than what, but I just felt.
Yeah.
Whereas now I hit 84 and I was like, I feel good. And I'm boxing and doing all this stuff. So it's so time orientated, this whole fucking game. And that's what I mean. So, but because we train and we keep training through the years, we'll keep looking good. Whereas most people don't train, they just age.
Yeah.
Whereas we're progressing through age, they're deteriorating through age, which is why training is so important.
Yeah.
So once you sort your testosterone levels out and it severs out your energy levels, your sex drive, and all
I'm
that,
really excited.
and you get that consistency, you'll feel you'll look fucking hell.
This is going to be my year of like sorting.
You should document this. You should take a picture now. Once you're starting to do things,
I'm
and
do
then
my sperm, and then once my sperm's
that's
done,
what I mean.
when I can,
and then just honestly
It'd be crazy.
take a picture a day, and then and then obviously document bits as you go along, and just bring it back. And you should bring back a fucking series and going. This time I'm not doing fish and rice cakes.
But I'm going to do it sensibly. But with
your series should be
knowledge
called
and nutrition.
something. Should be just
And
called No Fish
testosterone.
and Rice Cakes. That should be your series. Just do it on YouTube.
Yeah.
No more fish and rice cakes. Fucking do it. Use that platform that you've got. The amount of people that watch that.
100%. Yeah.
Because you're a funny lad as well. You're
Yeah.
easy to listen to. You're down to it. But you're also on that same level where most people you can appeal to because you've been through the dumb shit.
Yeah.
And you're not technically minded about it. It's like, I'm going to learn as I go, and I'll take them along for the ride.
How many views is that the Lad Bible video got? Do you know what I mean? And that was
Fucking
years and years and years
millions,
after
surely.
the initial video.
Yeah.
So that shows that there's still
Interest.
there's still interest in it. So I think that'd be really interesting.
You should do that.
Also, bringing awareness to the fact that underage steroid use, well, just steroid use in general, can be very detrimental and have these long-term effects that, like, yes, this was like, you know, a meme for everyone else and something that happened, like, I don't even know how long ago was this now? Probably like
2003, you say?
No, 2005.
2005.
Okay, so like 15, 16 years ago. 17 years ago?
Is it though? Because we just flipped. So
Okay, so
16.
Yeah, so like 16 years ago.
And I actually did just like not so long after that, because I was like, because of what happened, I went into a school because they like my friend's missus was a teacher, and then I did a talk at the school, to like put them off steroids, and 3 people out of that class were on D-ball.
At what age?
16.
Holy
15, 14.
Is that the one that puts a stupid weight on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, the worst one.
Yeah.
So I was like, being honest.
There's 2 pills, aren't there? There's the D-ball, that's the fat boy one. But there's another one, I always confuse it with this. No, there's a different one. And
you're on about Oxys.
No, it's a similar name to Dianabol, but it's not for size, it's for strength. And it doesn't put a ton of weight on, and I always confuse the two.
I don't know.
No, I can't remember.
I know
I know from
the most
strongmen
popular
who used to take
orals are Anavar and D-Bol. And I think as well kids are more prone to go for like an oral because
they're easy, pop it in. You buy them cheap.
I just said
probably.
be honest in that, and I just said like, look at me, this is what's happened to me. Like, it's going to be very hard for me to have children, and I've got low testosterone, so like if I wouldn't have took steroids, I'd have a better body than I have now, arguably, but I'd feel a lot better. I'd have more energy. Do you know? But I said it's a big.
You're a prime candidate for TRT though. I think it'll really benefit you.
Well, they did offer me, and then I just said at the time, I can still function.
Who offered you that?
The doctor.
So that's another guy who can do it through prescription.
So I could do it through prescription. I could have started.
Because we didn't know this was available in the UK until the other week.
Well, we knew it was available, but I thought it was very hard.
I also spoke to my friend who we were going through it together because we were both like saying like he was coming in my shop.
Yeah.
And he went to somewhere in Leicester where they did his bloods, and then it was just a suss every 10 days. They sort of told him to take, but they kept doing his bloods.
Did they prescribe him the actual thing?
Yeah, and he had to pay, but he had to pay them a monthly subscription.
That's
to
what
them.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But he did it through that, like privately.
Like a private clinic.
But mine would have been NHS, and I don't know what they would have given me. I don't know how.
You would still at least be getting pharma grade stuff though, not some underground labs. Stuff.
Yeah, and I am going to take. I'm going to take it up on it. I'm going to take them up on it.
Yeah.
Once I need to sort this out. I need to sort this out, get it frozen, so that's my family sorted, and then I can work on myself then.
Do you have to? Is that all through NHS with getting your sperm frozen?
Yeah. But it's not been. I've been doing this for 6-7 years. Keep at them, and then they've just got protocols. So they've not been like working on the case, Danny. They've been just doing my tests, telling me, go to here, and then I've stopped, and then I've done my tests again. They've had to redo my bloods, and then I've give up again. Where now the guy who I spoke to the other day, he was like, "We've got a plan in place, and that's what we're going to do."
Yeah, you found a doctor
that's scary. That was like that wants to follow up, and he was like, "Right, we're going to get it up to 4 million again. Then they should have froze it the first time when there was enough." That's what I'd have said, and he said anyone that's at age women should do their eggs as well, because you don't know what's going to happen.
That's one thing I'm thinking about doing before.
If you want a family, you can do it. If you want to do it privately, I think I looked into it. It's £500 a year. It's £500 one off. And then it's like a monthly.
That's free consultation and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, and then it's like £20.
It's not a lot
a month.
Yeah.
Do you know to keep
hold
it going?
It's
not
keep it in the fridge.
It's a phone bill.
That initial cost is quite high, but then after that, it's really well kind of balanced in cost effective for what you're getting.
I can get it free with the NHS.
That's really good. I didn't know they did that. That's really good.
Yeah, I'm happy.
You didn't have to. Did you have to do any psych tests?
Is what?
Did they do any like psychological profiling on you and stuff?
They do if you're going through IVF.
Right.
But with this, he wants to do the next time when I go in, he wants to do a hormone check and a genetic, like it could be genetic. He wants to do a genetic test on me.
They might test if you've got any precursors for any like forms of cancer and stuff like that.
Right. Well, that's what he said he wants.
Maybe. I don't know.
Did you order that genetic test?
I forgot completely.
Okay.
Is it still on offer? I'll have a look after
know.
this and I'll see.
Maybe. Yeah, because we were about to do some night genetic tests as well, like a 23andMe. Have you heard of the company? It's just a private company, and you send off
background.
You send off a load of spit, and then they go.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's saliva, and then they go and analyse it, and it can pull up loads of obviously information about your ancestry, but also like if you're predisposed to certain illnesses, if you're a carrier for certain genes. So even if you don't have that illness, potentially that could pass on to your children.
Oh,
but I
shit.
think if they're
All from your spit.
I think that if they're doing that for you to take testosterone, I would imagine it's going to be, are you going to have any negative side effects from the testosterone because of any, like, I don't know, you have a higher chance of prostate cancer because DHT is another thing like that. Enlargement of the prostate can be caused by like higher DHT levels, I think. Yeah. So then if you've got higher risk of prostate cancer plus prostate growth, there's non-prostatic hyperplasia, I think it's called, which is like just general hypertrophy of the prostate that can then increase your chances of prostate cancer. Then the two together might mean that they're like, no, you're probably not a good candidate for testosterone because we'll put you at risk of these other things. So that's, I would imagine, why they're going to want to do a genetic test.
Yeah.
It just sounds like they're being really thorough, which is
covering the
brilliant.
bases, aren't they?
Yeah, it sounds really good,
I'm
to be
really
honest.
happy, like, even though it was the worst news they could have given me, because I knew I had low sperm, and they don't really give you this doctor that I got this time. Give me a plan, which I loved. He gave me the worst news, and he was saying, "Well, you're too low to even thingy, but."
It's all you need, isn't it? Just a little bit.
Yeah, but we can sort
fix
it out. We can try, and then if we can, and then worst comes to worst, IVF. All you need is about 10 sperm. Yeah. So there is a possibility I will have a family one day. Yeah. So it's not that I can't have a family one day.
Yeah. I honestly think you'll sort yourself out as well.
100%. Yeah. I just think just in the baths.
Well, I've got it in my head now. 3 months, and I'm that type of person. So at my 3 months, bar today where I'm drinking a thing, I'm gonna have a healthy lifestyle for 3 months. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get it up.
And that supplement protocol as well will help.
Yeah.
And I'll read into that. I'll get that.
I've got it written down somewhere.
Yeah.
I think I've got a screenshot.
I'll take all the supplements and stuff, healthy eating.
What you should try, mate, just cut a hole in all of your boxers and trousers.
Like your balls hanging out.
Paint them whatever the colour of your trousers are for the day. And then just let your nuts just be out all day.
That's a proper Joey comment. You know, Ross is stuck in the bathroom. He's got leather pants on that won't go back on, and Joey's got him covering himself in talcum powder and moisturiser. And he's turned into some kind of paste. And Joey's like, "What colour's the paste?" I said, "What does that matter?" He goes, "Well, if there's paste the same colour of your pants, you can make yourself a pair of paste pants, and you're fine." Oh, Christ!
I know.
Well, at least the fact that they're saying you can do it. But so anyway, let's circle back. Now that we've talked about your balls enough. So you did this did you make any money from that documentary?
Nope.
They took advantage of you.
Yep.
Yeah. Solid BBC.
No, they paid for me to go. So I went to Germany, and I think NABA paid for my flights, and then they paid for my hotel, I think. Something like
expensive.
that. So literally paid, I think that's all they did.
The young lad, they screwed him.
Yeah.
Mm. So from that, where you are now, you own your own barbers?
Yep.
That's cool.
Shop. Yeah,
what's it called?
For me. It's called Danny's. Took me ages to think of that.
Yeah. On the phone to the sign shop. What are you calling it?
The thing is, if somebody's got a barber shop and they name it a cool name, it always gets called, whoever the barber is, it'll be, oh, go to Danny's. So I just thought, you know what? And I worked at another shop and I sort of ran that. So they used to say Danny's anyway. So I thought, I'll just call it Danny's.
Is this in Preston?
Yes. Yeah. And I just got the shop up the road from where I was working.
Cool. So what is it, a men's barber? Is it
yeah, just men. Yeah. Just men. Yeah. It's good.
Nice. What?
Do you work with longer hair at all? Because I haven't had a haircut for for over a year, and at some point I need it sorted at some point.
I booked him with a woman
and I was like, I don't know whether to go to a barber or to go to a woman's hair. You need a barber that's
worked on either women's hair or
so I'm a qualified hairdresser.
That's what you need.
When I left school, my mum said the only way you can live here without board is if you go to college. Yeah. So I started doing bricklaying. And that is not for me.
How'd you go from bricklaying to job?
They were over there, the women were over there, and I thought, I want to do that. Where are all the thick good? So I started doing that, and I was pretty good. I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at this shit. And then I started working at a good hairdresser's. And I was flirting with all the women. It was brilliant. But then I started cutting my mate's hair. Yeah. And then I used to play rugby and stuff, so I'd go in with a black eye, and I couldn't be myself. It's a different etiquette, a nice hairdresser's. Yeah. You can't. But in my barbers, Jesus Christ, it's like gangster's paradise.
Yeah, barbers are the best.
Yeah, you just yourself.
A lot of them give you a beer now when you go in.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah.
Did you do that?
No, if you give they wouldn't leave.
No,
come on, go. Even today, the girl who works with me rang me and was like, you do know like two people, I'm not going to say the name, they come in today just for a chat, and I was like,
That's so good though. I love that.
it's that type of.
But that's nice, like a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
place.
yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and I make it sure as well, because I don't want it too much like Gangster's Paradise. So I do make it sure it's like family friendly as well. Do you know, when there's kids in, everyone's respectful. Do you know, like they'll stop swearing, women, especially with women as well.
Yeah.
So Harris, who was the guy who did my beard through all the beard videos I've done, if you've seen it on YouTube, that was always same guy. Never trusted anybody else to touch it. I let one other guy do it once. First, it still pains me. He got a number 2 on the guard, and he was just like fading in top, and then he went to the mustache, and he just went bink. Just took the mustache down to number 2, down to what you've got.
Yeah.
But my mustache isn't that kind of depth. Mine's quite narrow up here.
Yeah.
So he immediately made me look like a
Offender.
deviant, sexual deviant, immediately within one side. And I remember he did it, and my eyes just went like that.
Yeah.
And he was just chatting, and he didn't even notice.
Yeah.
And I came back. I remember first person I said, "You're not." I walked in like backwards. I went, "You ready?" I turned around and they just laughed. I was just like, I look like a child trafficker, don't I? Yeah. But it takes me so long to grow this stash in.
Yeah.
Because it's so thin.
Yeah.
Like, look.
Yeah.
There's a lot of length there.
Yeah.
That's months
Yeah.
to get that right. And never again. And the problem is Harris is up in Nelson, up north near you.
Yeah, yeah.
So I used to drive all the way back up there if I was getting my beard done. Now I'm good at doing it myself. This is all me now.
Yeah.
I do it myself. I even do my fade, look. That's me.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's all me. I haven't had a haircut from somebody else other than to get a woman in to do it, to put the colour in and then kind of subtly layer in little bits so that it sits a bit better. But other than that, I just do it all myself. But I reckon we should go up to yours and have your haircut, and you can line my beard up or whatever.
Yeah. Because
I won't
Just do
forget.
something.
I won't forget.
Yeah, you won't
Yeah,
forget.
it's
Well,
been-
yours looks good. I'm looking at it now. It's
The girl who works
look.
with this.
Well, she knows what she's doing because the bottom of your beard's up to your Adam's apple, perfect. Not giving you the double fat chin that most people you go in, they get their beard cut up to just under the chin here.
Oh, it's weird,
Then wonder
that,
why
innit?
they've
Then
got
you've
a
got this
fucking
weird bit
skin
there,
here.
yeah.
Makes them look like they've got double chin when they don't have it.
Yeah.
And you've also she's matched up the lines to where your cheekbones are on the side here. Now people don't know this, but down the sides here on the top of where you're lining it up, if you've got high cheekbones, you can bring it in high. If you've got low cheekbones, you bring it in lower to emphasize. So So these are all things people don't even understand about beards. It's like having 2 haircuts.
And because
on your
I've got a thin lip, right?
Right.
She shaves this higher for me, so I look like I've got a bigger lip.
It does work as well.
Yeah,
Fucking
these
does
are just
work.
little things because I've got like a
You
little
want to
thin
keep hold
lip.
of Is this she works for you?
She's pregnant. She's going on maternity. She's going to go for a year.
Oh no! You want to what?
Yeah.
A year?
That's how long they have.
God, it's like they want to get to know the kid or something. Unbelievable.
I thought she could get one of those little sack things. To
Oh,
go
that'd
put
be
hair.
how cool would that be?
How cool.
Little satchel kid whilst you're having your haircut. That'd be wicked.
Just getting hair all over the
wouldn't
baby.
give a
Yeah,
Just like
fuck it.
blow.
Fuck it. Get it with a brush.
The first 3, he wouldn't care for the first 3 months. They'll sleep anyway, aren't they?
Oh, my Mrs. sister today, well, she just finished her night. She's a nurse. She just finished her night shift, and she's now broken up for 16 months. But because there's multiple factors because of COVID, and because she's working with basically, she works in a cancer ward. So she's potentially dealing with like bodily fluids. That she's at a higher risk of kind of infection because of being she's just entering the 3rd trimester, so she's got to have all of the 3rd trimester off, then got to have her year off, so she's got 16 months.
She's waiting for work when she goes back.
I
She'll
know,
forget
yeah.
what to
I know,
do.
yeah.
16 months off work, imagine that. Fuck.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Crazy. But, bonding with the kid. And they do 50-50 now with man and wife, or dad and mum.
What do you mean? I think men get.
Men didn't used to get hardly anything.
No, it's still not a lot.
Well, they can now do 50-50 splits.
Can they?
Yeah, but
you
the woman would get less than the guy.
Yeah,
get
it's,
more.
it's split equally, but
Right.
men can take the option to do it now, which I think is cool. Most men won't, but
What's it called? Like maternity.
yeah, maybe.
Paternity, isn't it?
Oh, right.
Paternity leave, yeah.
I preferred maternity.
Right. Well, that's been a hell of a fucking hell. I think there's more to you yet. I'm gonna have to get you back on.
I
to
know,
go through
yeah.
some
There's
more
still
stuff.
so much more, yeah.
But we do need to do some questions because we do have a 2-hour time limit on the old spots of Fi. You had some questions from last week. that
Yeah,
were
I do.
funny that
I've
we
got
need to
some
just go through
fucking-
those first.
Right, I'm going to ignore a couple of them because all right, just to give you an idea. How long would I have to take trend before I could legitimately be called the Beefcake Kid?
Fucking hell.
Okay, so all right, this is pegging now acceptable for the modern man?
Now, this is a discussion. Pegging. Now, let's define what pegging is. Pegging is when you're a man and you are serviced through the butthole by the use of a strap-on by a female.
Looking pretending he don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I originally thought it was just a thumb up the bum.
No,
but it's not,
it's
is
a
it?
strap-on, I
It's
think.
Woman.
Well, does it have to be a strap-on, or can it be just a
Maybe
dildo?
just an item. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe just a dildo. So, but it's
Like
it's a female.
like
It's a normal heterosexual relationship, but the female penetrates the man
Yeah.
with some kind of implement or strap-on. Is it acceptable? If it floats your boat.
Yeah, if it gets you off, then go for it.
Dude, I don't give a shit if men do it to men, so I'm going to give a fuck if women do it to men.
No.
So
I know you saw that thing the other day. Like we were talking about this before we started the podcast, and you saw a video on YouTube called "Trend Made Me Gay," and I think that is more plates, more dates. And it was like, and apparently that's a thing. So like when you get exposed to like super high levels of testosterone, it can make people like hypersexualized.
Make more sexually deviant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so they have to keep
Nothing
like
dirtier.
Yeah, so then these like more.
Next minute he's getting pegged.
Well, also, you know when you're in that like hypersexual state, you think some weird shit. Imagine when you were 13, 14 years old, jacking off like a fucking idiot.
Why is it like jack off to my mum's mates? And
Yes!
I'm all about the fucking
And then immediately after,
you feel guilty. You're like, oh shit.
immediately
You wipe it off like, oh god, she's disgusting.
shame. And this is all men who all think of these in the moment. So then imagine being a bloke who's done loads of stuff, and in the moment she goes, "Want to try this?" She'd be fucking your ramped like, fucking,
Get the pegs out.
I don't know why. Like the word pegging just makes me think.
I think of tense.
It makes me think
when you
about
put a peg
hammering,
in,
like knocking it in.
It makes me think of a peg leg from a pirate.
Jesus, that's adventurous.
Okay, just a peg leg.
Just someone just jamming it. Just like teep tight,
or a chair leg. Like it's the shape of a chair leg.
he thinks about this without trend.
Yeah, that's
Imagine
what's,
him on it. Yeah. How many can you fit in?
imagine that.
Get
though.
the
It's
chair
like,
leg.
what having your testosterone levels like 10, 20 times what they should be. Like,
It's going to make you do some weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. 100%. Because think if you have alcohol, you get weird ideas.
Oh yeah,
don't you?
me and my girlfriend used to wake up like the night after of like a session, like drinking, would wake up and then do you know when it was a bit awkward? like, we went a bit far last night. Last night was
As you hide like the tiger mask.
Yeah. You're like, oh god, we went a bit far.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll
just
tell
not
the
talk
midget
about
to leave. So I know you said we said you could stay last night, but
Opening the bedroom door, there's a donkey.
Got freak. Have you been on Trent again?
These are trend tales. That's a podcast in itself.
So is pegging acceptable for the modern man? I'm gonna say yes, it is. If you like it, why not?
Wherever floats your boat.
This was from last week. If you remember what you were wearing, where can I buy a sleeveless knitted jumper?
Yes, that was me. It's
Of course, it was you. It's going to be me. Imagine me in a fucking sleeveless knitted jumper.
Danny might not know. He might have had a few too many trends.
No, I can tell that you're the guy that would wear that.
That was found in a vintage store in Manchester, and I'm pretty sure it's a cricket jumper.
Yeah.
Because they wear a short sleeve t-shirt underneath and then that over the top, don't
but you
they?
just wore it.
I just wore it just on its
wore it
own.
raw.
Yeah, I wore it raw. It's cool, isn't it?
It did look
so
good.
yeah, just
you made it look good.
Have a look at sleeveless cricket jumpers.
Imagine wasn't it?
I reckon you pull it off.
I look like a fucking idiot. I would. Would not work.
You would sit like this,
I would not see
wide-eyed. And
Yeah,
just, like,
I
really
would not
awkward.
feel comfortable in a fucking.
Most of wearing something is how unawkward you are in it is what makes it cool.
Yeah.
If you're awkward in any way, it's not going to look good on you. But if you just sit in it like, this is fucking me, you could be wearing a kilt
And I
with
think
a leather waistcoat.
more-
People would be like, he looks fucking cool.
I think the more jacked as well. I think that's always going to play
Yes,
into it. You're
yeah,
you're
true.
more jacked than me, so you're going to be able to pull off more things than me. You're like, yeah,
Because
so-
that contrast.
yeah. I think
yeah.
that's always going to like.
like the manliness with the beard as well.
Yeah.
You wear something girly, and if it wouldn't look girly on you, then if you looked feminine and you wore it, you look girly.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
true. But sometimes, like, I'll see guys, like skinny guys, wearing something, and it looks sick on them. If I put it on, I look like a tit. It just doesn't work because you need it to drape.
Yeah.
I go off ASOS.
Yeah.
And I think, fucking
Yeah.
hell, that mixed race 6-foot guy. I want to look like that. I order it. This 5'7" stocky guy. Like, I don't look like that mixed race cool guy. I'm like, motherfucker, I'll send it back. But
Arms don't fit in it. Nipples are poking through that.
But I
What the fuck?
realised it's because I'm not 6 foot and mixed race, and I'm not as good looking as that
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it won't look like that on me.
No.
But yeah, I fall for that all the time.
God damn it, ASOS.
God damn
they're
it,
good at
ASOS
their
models.
job. They're good at their job.
Right. If Lex and Lewis had an adopted child, who would be the father figure and why?
Oh, Lou would have to be the father figure.
Well, you've had a day of shaving and plucking your eyebrows and all
super gay
kinds.
day today.
So,
So today
I think I would be the man.
Today I shaved my legs, which involves also shaving your ass. I shaved my forearms down. If people want to know, I've done this for years. I did it. I put it on a half guard on a clippers, wireless clippers, and buzz it all down. And I did this because a mate of mine who used to work on the doors with, he did it, and I just thought he was kind of a hairless dude. He was like, "No, mate, I buzz it down." I was like, "You look way better like that." He was like, "Yeah, I've done it for years." So then I did it.
Yeah.
You see all your forearm muscles way better, like everything. And I always buzz down my tattoo.
My tattoos, I do.
You have
My
to,
tattoos.
because if you don't, it dulls your tattoos
terrible,
off like
terrible
crazy.
with hair.
So yeah, a benefit if you have tattoos, you want to look better.
Shave
Get a pair of, I think they call them skeleton clippers, and buzz it with those. They take it almost down to the bone, and you can't catch yourself because they're brilliant, and that will make your tattoos look better. And yeah, so I shaved my entirety, other than my beard, and I did my fade on my side and everything. Did all that. Plucked my eyebrows. I even gave myself the lines.
Oh, little slits.
I went a bit close with them though, so I've
Did you
learned.
pluck them out, or did you shave
No,
them?
buzzed it with,
Oh,
with the skeletons.
right,
Just went zim zim. But I went a bit close, so I should have left a bit of a bigger gap to leave more hair between. But it kind of works. But yeah, I'm a bit bold, so I just do stuff. It could have fucked. I could just have a big bold spot here right now. I'd just been like, well, that went wrong.
No,
who gives a shit?
Oh, I'd have hated
It'd have grown back in like 3 weeks, wasn't it? For 2 weeks.
So your day. So to answer the question then.
That was my day.
Lex's day, he removed all the hair from his body.
I'd like to say I did this, and I did all my hair, put like all the products in it and shit, just because I was feeling a bit low energy all week. I thought, fucking, just make yourself feel good, do all the shit that gets you feeling clean and crisp and sharp, and immediately I had a better day because of it. But it took me fucking hours because I'd left myself to become this fucking swamp monster for like 2 weeks. So I just hadn't stayed on top of stuff other than shaving my sides of my head. Even that got a bit there.
Yeah.
So I relined all my beard up. I'm growing in the top edge of the beard again to bring it a bit deeper. Did all my fade, buzzed all my body down, and I just felt clean and crisp and just like fucking ready. Then went to the gym, felt fucking $1 million. Don't know why I didn't do this on Monday like a dick. Left it till Friday. So I've learned a lesson. Sort your shit out on a Monday, you'll feel better through the fucking week.
So as a contrast, I wired in my CCTV at the house.
So there you go. Lose the dad.
And then I worked at the gym after. So I think I'd be the father figure.
Yeah,
I'd
100%.
show him how to I don't know, change a plug and whatever.
Lou'd be coming back and the kid would be dressed as a fucking, I don't know, a Jedi with a lightsaber. I'd be dressed as some kind of stormtrooper, and Lou'd be like, how are we paying the rent this month? I'm like, that's a dad problem. Guess you're doing overtime.
Okay, have we got, so this one, what book changed your life? So have you got a book that changed your life? I have.
No. I've listened to a lot of people that have changed my life. Like Alan Watts, huge influence on my life. But books-wise, the only one I can say that made me want to read more was Da Vinci Code. I remember reading it on holiday and I smashed it in like 2.5 days and was genuinely upset that I finished it so quickly.
Yeah.
And it really made me love books.
Da Vinci Code is brilliant. I do like that book.
That one. And the Alexander trilogy. Learning about how he... the formations and tactics he's used for war was incredibly so far ahead of his time, almost like the Mongols were.
Yeah,
just so strategic and so clever as he fucking took over the entire world effectively. Yeah, that was really interesting. I did love that as well.
I read the Biff, Chip and Kipper books when I was at school.
I remember those.
Yeah,
what was the one who had cow pie? Do you remember that? Was that Beano? And he was a big bloke. And he just used to eat cow pie. Was it called Dan?
Dandy.
Does that Dandy? Yeah, it was in the Dandy. I remember that.
Yeah.
Cow pie.
Changed my life.
So
Made me love beef pie.
for me, probably I'd say
Here
the
comes a
book,
real answer for you.
the book
Sorry.
that changed my life. To be fair, it's a book called. It wasn't a dandy. It was called Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh, yeah, I've read
and it's by this guy Robert Kiyosaki, who's like a kind of, I suppose, a financial advisor, a life advisor. And that was the kind of the book that made me start to think about setting up a business, and actually kind of got me on the path to actually. I think that was the first, because it was an audiobook. I actually listened to it as an audiobook, and that was the first book I think I downloaded on Audible. And then from that point, everything just snowballed and started reading, like probably getting through a book a week.
Yeah, I read Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
Eckhart Tolle's amazing, isn't he?
He's brilliant.
He
Yeah.
is so good.
And-
Have you seen him in real life?
Yeah, and at least
What an-
podcasts.
he looks
Sometimes
like
he's a bit
Pen.
draining.
He looks like
He's a
Pen,
bit draining,
Penfold.
but- Yeah,
He's
yeah.
fucking. I love it because I didn't expect him to look like that.
Yeah, but his voice is. What he says is amazing, but he's very monotone. So when
Yes.
you listen to his podcast, sometimes I'm driving. What he says is brilliant, but it's a bit like.
Yeah.
But I'm reading his books, like The Power Now and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
they're really good. And like I've read The Secret. Do you like self-help books? That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
like. So that's what I listen to. So-
Eckhart Tolle, Alan Watts, the guy whose name I can never remember that everyone has, Jordan
Peterson. Yeah.
That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's great because I love his aggressiveness. I love when he's just like he says things.
He's not necessarily aggressive, but he's very assertive.
He's very, I think he is a little bit because he gets very amped about stuff. He says, especially the one where he said that people tell men that they should be polite and that they shouldn't be aggressive, and he basically says, "Fuck that, be a monster. The guy who's a monster and can control it. That's the guy who's going to do well. The guy who backs down, is polite and all that. That's the guy who's going to get run over. Be a monster. Be an absolute beast." And I fucking love that about him. He almost like just kills off these effects that we're having in modern society where men are all supposed to be dulled down and not be manly and everyone should be on an equal. No, be a fucking killer, but control it.
Yeah.
That's the person who's going to be successful, and it's true. You know, the man who can do that is the skillful man, not the man who backs down and is this quiet, easygoing, run over kind of guy. I like him a lot because he comes out with stuff you don't expect.
The Subtle Guide of Not Giving a Fuck. Have you read that as well?
No,
I've not read it. No, I have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an easy read.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an
All
easy
right,
read.
I'll
It's just
start-
like another little self-help book.
Yeah.
They all like have the same kind of message, but
Yeah, being the best of you, isn't it? Really.
yeah.
Go through the rest of yours. Yeah, I've got those were the best ones.
See how many we've got because we literally put it up like 20 minutes ago.
No, sometimes though, when we do the last minute one, that's when we end up getting the most.
Pretty late though. We'll probably get more questions tomorrow. We'll answer them next week. All right, we got a few. What did Danny have for his pre-workout meal? Laughing emoji face and then a fish on a pole. What was it for your pre-workout meal?
What back then?
Yeah.
No, what? As in
Was
now?
it a fish and a rice cake?
No, it would have been fish because then the cows come after the training, so that's fish and a rice cake. He's not listened, has he?
It wasn't uncomplicated. You got it wrong, Chris. If you could eat at only one restaurant for the rest of your life, what one would it be?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, because you're gonna want something that's got quite a
Varied.
a variety. Oh God, one restaurant.
What's your favourite restaurant?
I couldn't pin it down to.
Do you have to
one
pay the
place.
bill every time?
No, it's
Oh
free.
God.
If it's
But
free,
all you do is eat from there. Bam, bam, you go in. That's it.
that's a toughie.
Mine's Nando's.
No, I was going to say that's the worst.
No, because it's just I like the same things all the time as well. So
Are
I
you an
just
easy
have,
eater?
yeah, very plain. Just
I can
You know
eat
it's
this
really
out
bad
for
for you, Nando's, though.
is it?
Oh, yeah, mate. Look at the
Chicken?
No, it's not. It's chicken that's soaked in shit. The fat level of
Shitting.
their chicken is shitting. Yeah.
Shitting.
Chicken.
Really?
It's
I didn't know
chicken.
that.
Yeah, chicken.
Oh.
That's a Danny copyright. That is chicken. That's what Nando's is because they soak it and obviously they don't want that chicken to go off. Fuck knows what they're storing it in, mate.
Oh shit.
But look at the macros on a Nando's chicken pitta. The fat's fucking
Right, I'm changing mine.
real.
Wagamama's.
Oh, that is a good
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, Wagamama's is
I had
nice.
Wagamama's the other day, and it was banging, and it was at Cheshire Oaks, and I had the pad thai with a side of the what are those little puff balls with the meat inside?
Oh, and like a little dumpling, isn't it?
Yeah, I had a duck of that, and then a side of edamame peas and is that the right word for it?
I have no idea.
Basically,
Did you get the little
peas in a pod,
the little warm
salted,
water thing?
green tea.
The green tea.
That's
Yeah.
it. What the fuck is this shit?
People don't know this. You get free green tea at Wagamama's. It's free. You just keep asking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good choice, mate. Yeah, Wagamama's.
Yeah, that is actually a really solid shout. I'm trying to think because I'm just like all the places I like, I wouldn't want to eat.
Yeah, because
like I say, like Chiquitos, because I love Mexican food, but am I going to want to eat Mexican food for the rest of my life? I'll probably have diarrhea for the rest of my life. So probably not the best idea. You'd have to go somewhere that's quite diverse, but also like in that they're not going to be great at everything.
Nothing is springing straight to my mind.
No, I'm really struggling with this. I think I'm just going to have to jump onto Wagamama's because that is a solid shout, and I probably would be happy with that. And they've got,
I think,
Massive selection. It's quite healthy. It's like healthy, isn't it?
and they're all ever changing.
yeah,
That or maybe
all the,
Alchemist in Manchester's pretty good.
all the green tea as well.
I
Forevermore.
do quite like the Alchemist.
Or you could go like Ben Brazil, where it's just meat.
I fucking hate Ben Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't
Don't
bring
put
out.
me off Ben Brazil as well. You put me off Nando's.
If I came out to you and I'm like, Dan, I'm going to cook you a meal, and I came out and went, chicken heart?
That's a yes.
You'd be like, fuck you. And in Ben Brazil, they bring all the shit bits of the animal.
No, yeah, I don't like
At
the
no
shit
point
bits.
do they bring out chicken breast. It's all
Steaks.
leg, heart, bumhole. Like, it's just the shit. There's no wonder it's fucking endless.
This is fancy.
It's
I've
all,
never had
it's
chicken
all the
heart
off.
before.
It's all the offcuts that the other bloody restaurants don't want.
Right, that's me not going there again. You've took my two favourite restaurants away from me.
I think you've killed that one with the Wagamamas. I think Alchemist is a good one for me. Or maybe I'm a bit partial to what's it called? I'll think of it later.
It's that good, he can't remember it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Your brain just goes, not today.
That's what
I've been
my
there
brain
loads.
constantly does that.
Yeah. I know. Lyrics to Top Gun? No, we don't need that right now. Is that really? Because I think it's pretty suitable for every occasion. If you could go through one celebrity wardrobe and take something, whose would it be? A celebrity wardrobe.
Is that someone's question?
Yeah.
It's a good question, but...
If you could go through one celebrity's wardrobe and take something, whose would it be?
It would. I'm trying to think. It's just going to be somebody who's insanely
Rich.
Yeah, because I would just sell it.
Well, yeah, you go to
I ain't going to fucking wear their shit.
go to Mayweather's,
I was thinking...
Yeah.
take some jewellery,
Yeah.
sort yourself up for life. He's probably got £1 million watches. and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. I would just. It's not like I'm going to be trying to wear their clothes. I'm just going to be selling it.
Sexiest thing a woman can wear, in your opinion? Personally, a fan of the movie-accurate Shrek costume. You fucking idiot. That was brilliant. Well done. Sexiest thing that a woman can wear, in your opinion?
One of those... Do you know those things that they fasten underneath there? Like a... What they call...
Bodysuit.
A bodysuit.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
my
like
God.
that?
I think it's like a fetish for them.
Oh, is it the one like little
Some
press
things just
stud
make you
things?
just just
Like,
get
do you know
going,
when
don't
they just not, like I think they wear it as a top.
Yeah,
and
it goes
then they
under
take
the
pants
skirt,
off. Yeah,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
that to me is like underwear. I don't know what it is. It
Yeah,
turns me
does
on.
it?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'm a fan of the French like lingerie where it's like a garter thing, you know, where the stockings have the things go up to the lingerie, and then I like that. But if you're talking about outside of the bedroom stuff that you see, for me, fucking knee-high socks, mate, with like a denim skirt or something. I quite like it simple, like, but just.
Is it
on the
wrong
right
to
body.
say nothing?
No.
Because
What do you like the birthday suit?
So you prefer just fully if she had knickers and all that, just get it off. Do you know if she come in with all the stuff on?
yeah, but it is just
Hair
like, don't
done,
get me wrong,
hair
like
done.
I do like that. I love a corset actually as well. I think like a nice corset, and again the kind of the whatever the fuck they are, the
Lacy
things
shit
on the legs.
things,
I don't
yeah.
know what they're called. But yeah, just nothing as well. I'm sorry if we're doing that.
That's what it is. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what it is. If you could stay one age forever, what age would you choose and why? I would go probably around 2021 because you're kind of worldly but still learning a lot. You're at a good age to be in good shape. You've matured enough body wise to not be like, because you could say 13.
Yeah, I
so
think
you just
I think that's too young.
do you reckon?
I think about 26 was my
I was thinking
perfect
somewhere
age.
around there. Yeah.
Because I think you're like that then. I was a bit too young then. 26, you've got your own, like with me, I had my own house, I had money. I could do some, back then I didn't have any money
the
and
point?
stuff.
You have money
so
then,
I've got
yeah.
money. I can get young girls, I can also get old birds. I was in the...
Fuck, I think you killed that. Yeah, 25.
You can get...
Yeah.
Like, I lie now and say, I'm 26. I went out New Year, this girl went, get home... I tried to talk, chatting, get home to your wife and kids. I was like, oh my God. I was like, motherfucker.
Jesus. She's
was
a bit
like-
up herself, isn't she?
I asked, she was 18.
Yeah, you
I'm
gotta be
32.
careful. You gotta be
Yeah,
careful.
you need to be careful.
Gotta be careful.
They look old.
Gotta be careful.
They look
Dude,
old.
There are 15-year-olds who look like they're 20. No,
Well,
makeup is a motherfucker.
Yeah, well, yeah, crazy.
We'll just finish on this one. Do you think Instagram influence is a dying trend, and the time for that is gone.
No.
Too much money behind it. I just think, yes, some will die off who are not evolving with the platform or playing the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd probably agree. It's not dying off. It's just changing.
I think
it's morphing slightly. And
What about with like a new platform like the metaverse is coming out and stuff?
That is Instagram. They are.
So that
Facebook is Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're saying like
basically, if you're not good with tech editing and all that stuff, you're fucked now. Yeah. Pretty much, I think. You have to have some kind of... It doesn't have to be crazy fancy, but it has to be... You have to be able to film yourself in a way where it's captivating. It doesn't have to be complex. It just has to be well filmed, graded, and structured so that people look at it and don't get bored instantly.
I'd probably even argue with that. If you can mitigate that if you purely follow trend. If you just follow whatever's trending at the moment, which could be some shitty like TikTok like speaking over a little sound.
I think you would burn out doing that.
Well,
I burnt out trying to do it on YouTube. It was stupid.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think doing stuff that has value but done in a way that fits trends is probably your best bet.
Yeah, but by nature of following the trends will change. So if you keep
just in terms of
chasing
timings
them.
and stuff like that, like if you're doing videos before, now make them a reel. If you know what I mean, just you flip what you do into what's current, but you keep yourself.
Yeah, and
Instagram,
Instagram may die out eventually. And it'll be replaced by something similar. You know, TikTok will probably take over, and then there'll be another one. But there's always going to be social media.
I honestly think
influence.
Instagram and that's too big to go now. It's just too. It dominates. It buys out anyone that tries to compete.
Yeah,
with it.
true.
Fucks them up.
Yeah.
So it's just too big. And we'll just finish on these two. One from One Society Shop's just gone, Danny, and then bicep emoji, and then Sandrine has sent us a kiss from France.
Kiss back to France.
We don't have any time for any more questions, so I just thought I'd do those two. So that's it. Thank you, sir. Amazing. Well done. Thank you for being so open. That's you'll have helped more people than you know. For that one. I'm just going to leave you with this one because we really have to wrap this up because I'm going to have to edit this so it fits into 2 hours. I heard something this week. It's from the horse, the boy, and the mole, and it's a story. And it's a simple thing. The boy is in the woods with the horse and the mole, and he can't see where he's going for all the trees in the woods. And he says to the horse, "I don't know where we're going." And the horse simply says back to him, "Do you know where to put your next step?" And he says, "Yes." He said, "Well, just do that."
Deep.
Yeah, and that really landed with me, that one. So, you just take step by step and you will eventually get to where you're going. That's all you need to do. Don't look too far ahead and just, focus on what keeps you happy, what makes you motivated. And I hope, you're all having a great start to the new year. As always, leave behind the shit, bring forward what's good, and make your own energy. That's it from us. We'll see you next week.
Toodle pip.
Toodle pip.
Awesome, man.